Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing? Welcome in to Traveling with Tinkerbell. Hopefully, everybody's having a great Tuesday evening. We have a special guest here today with us, and we're going to go ahead and bring him in. Some of you, as you're getting into the chat, some of you guys might know him. And if not, then you guys are going to get to know him this evening. And we're going to have such a great time. We're going to talk about one specific cruise ship that he's been actually featuring from the moment that cruise ship name came out to the moment that ship was actually ready to set sail with passengers. So, with no further ado, let's bring on our friend here in Traveling with Tinkerbell, Cruising with JT.
Hello,
Hello,
hello.
hello.
Hey everyone, how are you? Thank you so much for having me on today,
Good.
Tinkerbell. I really appreciate it. I'm super excited.
I know this is going to be a lot of fun. We have some questions. We're here to talk about Icon of the Seas.
Yeah.
One of the things that when I started following your channel, to be honest with you, I've been a travel agent for like almost 4 years now,
Mhm.
and I saw a lot of Icon of the Seas, and I started noticing because I was on at first I had you on my Facebook. I was
Mhm.
following you through Facebook, and then I subscribed to your channel because I've been seeing your whole journey because this has been a journey for you.
Yeah. It's been awesome though.
Yes, and it's been such a great journey just to see how everything evolved from the naming of the icon to
Yeah.
the actual time you got on the ship and then
Mhm.
you got back on the ship with your family at that
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
it's been amazing. We'll talk more about it like from beginning to end and kind of where we're at today. But yeah, no, it's yeah, I have a lot to share, so I'll let you take it away. And any questions you have, let's go for it.
well, I would like to know. My first question to you is, well, let me welcome in a couple of people that are coming on to the live today. Welcome in, John Clark.
Hey, John.
So welcome in M. Cruise Nuts. Thank you guys so much for being here. And I know more people are coming in
Mhm.
as we were talking. But I do have a question for you, JT. First, I want to say thank you for the opportunity of being on the show today.
Yeah.
But why Icon? Why, out of all the ships, I noticed that you were just so focused on it. So,
There's something special about. Let me take a step back. So, I have this thing about large new cruise ships, right? So
okay.
fast, you take it back 2 years ago when Wonder of the Seas came out in 2022, and I didn't follow it as close like I did on Icon, where like from construction to I mean, I followed it across the Atlantic, and I was on the inaugural for the Wonder of the Seas as well. But I'm a big Royal Caribbean fan, like as you call it, loyal to royal, right?
Mhm.
So I've been on. This was actually my 25th cruise
Oh
that
my
I
God, that's
that I just
awesome.
finished, and I've been on Royal Caribbean more than anyone, right? So I think for me, when the news came out from Royal Caribbean over a year and a half ago, or almost 2 years now, that they're going to be building a brand new class of ships because we've always been accustomed to Oasis class ships,
Right.
right? Like with Oasis, then Allure, then Harmony, Symphony, Wonder, and now you got Utopia this summer,
Right.
right? And when Oasis came out in 2009, it was a big deal, right? Now, I didn't go on the first Oasis cruise or anything like that, but I did go on one of the first Allure of the Seas cruises when it was the biggest ship in the world, like 10 years ago, right? So when they said that there's gonna be a brand new ship, it's gonna be larger than Wonder of the Seas, I'm like, oh my god, this is crazy, right? So I think with me being in the the vlogging space and social media, a lot of people got excited for it. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do something I've never done before. I'm gonna follow Icon of the Seas from the moment of the steel cutting ceremony to just the journey from being built at the Meyer Turkish shipyard in Finland, and all the milestones it hit, the sea trials, and everything leading up to, of course, the inaugural, and the events before the inaugural. Like I just was
Right.
all in Icon, and I was just really fortunate and blessed to be able to experience Icon as long as I did. So I mean,
Right.
that's in a nutshell. But there's something special about Icon that I know a lot of folks say, hey, it's too big and all, it's expensive. Yes, it is, but there's a reason why it's like that, right? So
Right.
I can talk about Icon all day. And of course, you probably saw my videos. I've been posting Icon videos since like the beginning of the year, and I just still have 2 more months.
Well, this is what the show is going to be about. Today's
Yeah.
show is going to be all about Icon.
Mhm.
Because I would like to, I thought about you and I said, okay, how great it is to bring him over
Yeah.
because I could see the love and passion you have for this ship and not
Mhm.
only for Royal Caribbean, but it really like seeing your journey. It was really cool because I've never seen another creator that has ever done that track of journey the way that you did it.
Yeah.
And I remember when I started following you on Facebook, because that's how I found you. And I said, oh, Icon. And I'm like, I started looking at, because I was selling a lot of icons. So I said, and then I follow you on YouTube. And that's what prompted me. I said, let me reach out. Because I said, I'm gonna wait and see. That's why I reached out to you like around January, because you were getting ready to go on.
Yeah.
Because I was like, this is really cool. And
Yeah.
one thing that I can say when it comes to Icon, a lot of people at the beginning were very like, oh, it's another ship, it's super big, I'm not gonna get on it. But when people started getting on it and the content, like your content and a lot of other content creators that they put out there, I noticed that they started to change their mind. And now I actually have customers that told me I will never set a foot on Icon, but they're booked on Icon right now. So it's crazy how all of you guys had turned around all those people, because maybe they just said, maybe it's just another ship,
Yeah. I think the reason behind what I did was because I saw an opportunity, and I was like, you know what, this is an amazing ship. It's gonna be the world's largest, newest ship. It's not the newest ship anymore. It's still the world's largest, but it's not the newest.
Right.
Of course, our friends over at Princess Cruises with the Sun Princess is the newest ship as of right now, right? Because it just came out about 2 months ago, a month and a half actually, the first sailing. But, I saw an opportunity. So you know what? How cool would it be? Is like I'm so obsessed with Icon. If I can somehow, showcase my passion, get folks even more excited about the journey from its development stages, like I said, the sea trials. I was like, you know what?
Right.
I connected with other creators online, other folks who are actually taking pictures of Icon, because I don't live in Finland, right? But I know people who live in Finland, right?
Right.
And I know them through the cruising community, right? So there's some, and I give a shout out right now, like there's some drone flyers, right? Like T22 on Instagram, and then Aramita 85. These guys, they were really the ones who were really providing us all the Icon content and pictures. And hey guys, if you're cool with it, again, want to get permission. If I give you credit for these pictures, are you okay if I use them in a video, just to kind of showcase to the world about Icon and its development stages? Like I'm talking about like when it was laid to when they put the Aqua Dome on, and like everything about it, right? This like all these pictures, videos and drone shots. I was like, you know what? Let me do it, because I mean, like I said, whether or not other people do it or not, I'm going to do it because I'm excited for it. And, every week, I think I really started increasing it at like December, and then of course, January really kind of took off. Right. But it's a couple videos here and there, letting, kind of giving people little teasers and stuff, because I wanted people to know, hey, look, I'm excited for Icon. I'm going to be on the inaugural with my family. And this is a big deal, right? It's the biggest ship in the world, guys. Like, and I mean, this goes without saying, but like Icon is my favorite ship. I mean, that's no surprise, right? It is. it far exceeded my expectations, and I will talk more about that too, and everything that has to offer. But I was just blown away about it. And again, I'll talk more about the other opportunities I had and stuff.
Right.
But yeah, I'm just happy that I'm glad I took advantage of the opportunity, because during those few months, everyone wanted about Icon this, Icon what's going on, right? And then you only have a couple of weeks, couple of months to actually take advantage of that opportunity, because people want to know what's going on. I met a lot of people on the cruise ship who actually know me from those videos. Like, hey, thank you so much for like keeping us posted and stuff, because no one else was doing it. And I'm like, hey, I'm happy to be the one.
Yeah, that is very true. And I always question myself, how did he get these pictures? Because I was looking online to see, are they online? Because I noticed that you got some cool pictures on there.
Yeah, a lot of cool drone shots from like some of the drone flyers who live near Finland, or who live near
Turkey,
Finland. Right? But I know them; they're good friends of mine now. I haven't met them yet, but I know them through the online just conversations.
And that's one of the
I think a lot of times people are totally okay with using their footage or pictures and stuff, as long as you give them credit, right? Because they understand, hey, look, all I'm trying to do is showcase the ship, right? Which I did. So I'm just really happy and fortunate that they said yes to me actually using those pictures.
Well, we got some more people coming in. We have Harlan Abraham. Hello, welcome in. We
Hello.
have Lucretia Butar. How are you doing,
Hey,
ma'am?
Lakeisha.
Thank you so much. And I think she sent you a super chat.
Oh, wow. I can't see it.
Yeah, but she did. She sent you a super chat. Her question is, and I'll put it right here so you can see it. Says, hello, fam. I'm at work, but it's great to see you on live. Love all your videos.
Oh, Lucretia,
well, thank you so much for listening.
Yeah, Lucretia, and I think you mentioned John Clark earlier too. So they're actually two of my bigger supporters. Like, you know, you have the YouTube memberships and also Patreon. So they've been my supporters for the longest time. So again, shout out to John and Lucretia. It's so nice to see you.
Awesome.
Thank you so much for the awesome super chat. Really appreciate it.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
We have Simply AJ.
Hey,
welcome in, AJ.
Yeah.
Let me see who else. Kathy Mills, thank you so much for being here today. So that's pretty much it. I'm going to give you some information about Icon that a lot of you might not even know. I also did a little bit of research before coming here to talk with Cruising with JT, and he can correct me if I am wrong. So we're going to start by saying that our inaugural voyage was on January 27 of 2024. For those of you that do not know, he was on that ship. He was also on a prior sailing before that ship as well, for a lot of people that don't know that. The cost of Icon of the Sea is $1.65 billion on the dot. The length of that cruise ship is 364.75 meters. The capacity for a double occupancy is 5,610, but the max capacity is 7,600 passengers at max capacity. Icon of the Seas has 20 decks. It has 2,350 crew members. It has 2,805 staterooms. And keep in mind, when we're talking about staterooms, it's not just any little stateroom like interior, ocean, balcony. No, it has like about 29 different types of staterooms, this ship. So you can have an ocean view balcony with an amazing view from floor to ceiling. Like you could have a family that can fit, you can fit 6 people in one cabin, which is crazy. That's something that is unheard of. It has 7 pools and it has 9 whirlpools. It has 6 water slides. So could you imagine? Yeah, you're paying a lot of money, but look at everything that it brings. And this ship has 250,800 gross tons. It is the ship alone. It has 1,198 feet and 365 meters long. We're also going to talk about the neighborhoods, but I'm going to give you all of the neighborhoods that this ship has, which has 8. There's only out of those 8 neighborhoods, one of them you might not be able to see unless you're a suite person. So you have the Aquadome, the Central Park, Chill Island, Royal Promenade. You have the Surfside, the Suite Neighborhood, the Hideaway, and Thrill Island. Is that correct, JT?
Yeah, you got it.
So what I'm going to, I want you guys to do, everybody that's here on the live stream, in the comments, if there's a specific neighborhood you would want JT to talk about, just put it on the comments, and that way we're going to take out some of your questions. He's here to give you all the details of Icon. He is the Icon guru. So I do have to ask you, that Royal at least provided some kind of something for all of everything that you did?
Yeah, it's interesting. So back over the summer, with the agency that I'm, sponsored through and I work with, right? Like I asked her, hey, is there any opportunity for me to go on Icon, like, maybe like a welcome event or something? Like, hey, we'll see, because it's hard to come by. I get it, for like, bigger creators and media and agents and stuff like that. So I'm like, that's cool, right? I'm patient. But I didn't really hear anything. I'm like, that's cool. I'm gonna keep doing what I do, and I'm gonna showcase Icon, like, because I love Icon, right? So then about 2 weeks or so prior to the inaugural, I got this email at like 8:30 p.m. from my, my partner, and I'm like, what did I just say? This email? So like I had to like screenshot it. Look, I'm like, oh my god, there might be a chance for me to go on the Icon naming ceremony and the welcome event with Leo Messi and all that, the champagne.
Wow, that's awesome.
And I was like, well, like, yes, I'm gonna make it happen. Now, of course, we booked our flights and stuff months ago, right? And I'll tell you about that crazy story in a bit. But so yeah, we booked our flights and stuff back in like August, September, right? And I was like, well, I'm gonna change it because I'm gonna go to this event. I'm not gonna miss it, right? I finally got the invitation. I have to go. So I left on Sunday, January 21st for the January 23rd 3-night sailing. And then, and then of course the 26th we got off. My wife and daughter came on the 25th. They stayed a day in Miami. And we hung out on the 26th, and then the 27th we all boarded, right? So yeah, the naming ceremony and the welcome event, I was like, I'm not gonna miss it. And those 3 days were so like jam-packed with other creators and just really, I literally did almost all my content in those 3 days, which was really insane because I got no sleep. But you know what? Like just getting it all taken care of before like the inaugural with my family and other friends, like it was really cool that I could just focus on like the actual vacation. And I would have done more content. I did more content on that cruise too, but the bulk of it was during that 3 nights because I'm like, hey, you know what? We're all there for a reason. We have an objective. We have a goal. We have a mission. Let's make it happen. So, I mean, I stayed up till like 2, 3 a.m. every day, just doing stuff.
Well, for those of you that don't know this, and correct me if I'm wrong, JT, but I think you had about 60 different videos out there of Icon alone, right?
Yeah. So what
I try to count them, but it's a lot.
So from January, from 1st of January up until the end of February, I posted like 60 videos, right?
Right.
Now what I've been doing is I've been posting up until now. They're actually going to be finishing on May 31st, so there's still like almost 2 months left. But basically, what I'm doing now is I'm posting them every Wednesday and Friday at 12 p.m. Pacific. And Sunday at 8 a.m. Pacific. So you still got 2 more Icon stuff for me. That's all you see. And like I said, views will fluctuate. So that's fine. Like, you know what? I have all this content. I did it for a reason. I'm going to share it out. Right.
Exactly.
So
little by little.
Whether they're ship tours or like, room tours or like specific neighborhoods or locations or just venues on board the ship, I really wanted to be, you know what? I'm going to give you everything I can about Icon the Seas. And I mean, 5 months worth of videos is, I think, a lot.
Yeah, that's true. I will tell you my story on Icon, and you and I would have met face to face. Because as a travel agent, depending on the volume that you do for Royal or whichever ship is coming out, they kind of put you and they invite you. So I did get an invite for the same one you had.
Oh, okay.
And I had to turn it down. And you don't understand, I cried because when I got that phone call as a surprise from Royal Caribbean to invite me into Icon, I had a group cruise same week. And I had a contract to take my group on the Regent Escape. And I said, I have to decline because I can't go. I might as well give it to somebody else. But I would have met you on Icon. And I was thinking, I said, oh my God, that would be so cool. Because when I noticed that you were going to be on there, I'm like, that'll be so cool to be able. And then I was like, I can't do it. But I know how hard it is when you get onto these new ships. People don't understand, like, unless you do YouTube, because your focus, and I don't know how you do how do you prepare when you're going to go on these ships, especially on Icon, because you prepare, like, what is it that I'm going to video, how I'm going to video it. And you have like a structure. And when you go in, you're just focused on just work.
No, I mean, I'm bummed out here about that. You could have been on the ship, but again, you had a group cruise, so you had the right reason. And
and I had a contract, so I had to go. That
takes precedence over anything, right? Like I would have done the group cruise too, just like, hey,
but this is trust and believe. I was watching everything.
I mean, there was so much stuff. So I know, like, I think the start of January, I actually posted a video about the January schedule about, hey, what is Icon going to be doing this month leading up to the inaugural, right? So I had friends actually who were on not only the shakedown cruises, but like the other preview cruises as well. So I was following them like constantly, right? I was just watching the videos. I wasn't really like, taking footage or whatever. I was like, that's their part. I'm going to just enjoy it. And I'll have my opportunity on the 23rd, right? From my perspective, right? There was so much Icon content those few weeks. It was crazy. Like, they're just constantly Icon.
It was crazy. It was crazy.
So, I mean, I followed along. I have some friends who were on the earlier sailings, and it just got me even more excited. And when I stepped foot on that ship, on the 23rd, like I mean, it literally felt like Christmas morning. Like I couldn't believe it because like I'm like, where do I go now? I made a game plan, right? I made a video about this too. But hey, what am I going to be doing for 10 nights, right? So I literally had a list. So on my phone, I have a list of 100 videos or 100 things that I wanted to capture, right? And I know when we're at port, we were still in Miami. I was like, let me try to make a quick video of a room tour or whatever and upload it so people can start kind of consuming that content because there's going to be so much content. It might be every day, right? So
Right.
I had a game plan. I was literally running around with my little lanyard and checking off everything. And I mean, they basically, they had like it's almost like a, not a scavenger hunt, but they want you to go to these different places where you check it off,
Right.
right? Like, and then once you get them all taken care of, you get like this cool, like, you know, kind of souvenir collectors, memorabilia, right? Like
Oh,
pins.
that's awesome.
So, but you can only get that if you do all the activities, right? So
Okay.
yeah, it was phenomenal. But yeah, the welcome email was great, and I'm just so glad I got to do that, because when I boarded with my family on the inaugural day, I was just as excited, because like now they get to experience it too. And of
Yeah,
course,
but it was good for you because if you think about it, you could just take them everywhere because you already knew the ship by then.
yeah,
And
yeah.
in your in like your point of view, you actually got to see other sides of Icon that not many people are going to get to enjoy or ever see, like the Sweet Neighborhood.
Yeah.
Because that's only like for the people that are in suites that get to see and enjoy just that part of the neighborhood. So unless you book there, you're never going to see it.
Yeah, like suites or like the Ultimate Family Townhouse, like that was an experience, right? Like I went down the red slide a couple times.
Oh,
like,
that is awesome.
I'm never gonna get to do it, right? So I got to tour that out. So yeah, the Ultimate Family Townhouse is something I've never seen before, because this is the first time they've actually had a 3-deck high room, right? They've had the Royal Family Suite and the Ultimate Family Suite, but now it's the Townhouse, which is just blown away by what it offers. And I'm like, wow. You
that
know,
is
when my wife's like, she's like, can we visit? I'm like, no, there's people in there right now. We can't go in there. They paid really good money. I think it was like 85,000 for the week, which is, I mean,
yeah, Icon. When Icon first came out, when they actually put everything for which so us travel agent can book, that cabin was pricing at 185,000 for two people only. I was like, that is insane. That is just crazy. I'm going to also real quick, I'm going to welcome in Kathleen Kirk. Thank you so much for being here. And also, I believe Jeremy and Cheryl from Cruising is Fun Anytime. Thank you so much for being here. Michael Swart, thank you so much for being here.
Michael, how you doing?
And let me see. Lannis Haven, thank you so much for being here. Doug and Becky on the Move, thank you so much for also being here with us today. So yeah, it was crazy how fast that first sailing, it was just booked by the end of the day. It was crazy.
Can I tell you about my experience? So I woke up, like I was like talking to my agent like constantly. So I think I woke up at 5 a.m. I still remember the date, guys. I'm really good with dates, right? So it's October 24th, 2022, right? My alarm, I woke up before my alarm. You know, my alarm was at 6. I woke up at 5. I mean, I got to get up, and I like jumped out of bed. My wife thinks I'm crazy because she's getting ready for work. She's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm trying to book Icon. She's like, okay. She gets it, right? So yeah, so she was booking me, but things like what happened was like there was so much stuff happening and the site was like having some issues, but actually just, you know what? Let me just book it on my end so I can see exactly what room I want. I'll just transfer it to you because I've been working with my agent for over 10 years, right? So that's we have that relationship, which makes sense, right? So I booked it at like 6:05, and I think that like a minute later the site crashed. So I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, did it charge my credit card? It did. Okay, take my money, Royal. Just take my money. I'm booked. Like, I got my reservation number. I'm booked on Icon, the season inaugural. And then I went back to bed for like a little bit.
Well, on that same day, I was up by 2 a.m.
Oh my God.
And I think I did a total on that day of 25 bookings on Icon. And that was a madhouse.
Oh my goodness.
When I say a madhouse, is cabins were flying and then whatever, because the way they did it, I don't know if you noticed when you wake up that early, you saw certain cabins, but you you didn't have other cabins. And I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah.
And then as they were selling them, then they were adding more inventory. And if you know the Ship Life, Jay.
Oh yeah, Jay. I know Jay. Yeah.
Well, he was booked on Icon. And I had an extra cabin. I think he had I'm going to say he had an ocean view that I think he said he paid like $7,300 or something crazy like that. So I reached out to him because he lives like about 15 minutes away from me.
Oh, wow.
And I reached out to him and I said, hey, Jay, I have that same cabin for like $5,800. Do you want it? Because I have it. Why are you going to pay? But he never returned my call back. So, hey. And then he ended up canceling it.
Yeah, no, I know Jay. So I know Jay actually didn't end up going on the Icon. I think he canceled it because he had some other reasons, right? But I got to meet him on the Wonder inaugural, but we've been connected since, you know, Instagram, YouTube.
Yeah, he's a
whatnot, right?
very nice
He's a great
guy.
guy. No, I'm very happy for his success, and he's got multiple channels like the Ship Life and Jay the Nomad. So he's doing amazing things. I'm like, keep at it, bro. You're doing your thing. Keep going.
Yeah. Weirdly, so him and other content creator was the one who kind of gave me that inspiration to become a YouTuber.
Yeah.
And it's been a wonderful journey, to be honest with you. So it was just funny because I remember that day, like if it was today, and I'm like, oh my God, but that ship sold out by the time the end of the day.
Yeah.
There was no cabins.
Yeah. They said that it was the biggest day of booking in the history of Royal Caribbean, right? Like people just take my money. And, if you think about, and this as an agent, but like, the demand for Icon and now Star of the Seas, like it's just through the roof. Like it's expensive, but people are paying it. So they're like, look, Royal Caribbean has a lot in catch up, but after the, couple, the 15-month shutdown or whatever, like, hey, they got to build that revenue back up. They got to pay for the Icon 1.65. I mean, it's expensive, right? Yeah. But if customers, the cruising demand is at an all-time high even before the pandemic, right? Like it's insane how high it is right now. People are going to spend the money, and it's like if people are going to willing to pay it, then why would Royal reduce it, right? Go on the I tell folks, if you want to go on Icon of the Seas, but you don't want to spend that much money, I mean, either you get a great deal or maybe you wait a little bit, right? Because it's they're going to be coming with new ships. Now, just because Star of the Seas is out or the third class of Icon it comes out, third ship, doesn't mean it's going to go dramatically in price because they're commanding high premiums. But try some of the other beautiful ships like Oasis, Wonder, maybe the Freedom class ships, right? There's a lot of opportunity in the Royal Caribbean. Like, I know people who actually had Icon of the Seas as their first cruise ship. I'm like, wow, you're setting the bar like
that is crazy. I heard of some people, right?
Yeah, it's like after you go to Icon,
what are you gonna do? Like, wow. What do you go on Wonder? You're like, what is this?
Yeah, like I'm like, wait, these don't have destination elevators? By the way, that was one of my most favorite things of Icon, and I know my friend Michael Sword, who's on here, he's going on Icon here in the next month or two. But destination elevators are a game changer, and I hope that every cruise ship going forward for Royal has destination. I'm sure they will, but yeah, I know if I told you, hey, yeah, 32 days. There you go, Michael. So it's funny because on like other cruise ships, I rarely took the elevators, right? I always would take the stairs because you can get packed, and I don't want to get too enclosed to that many people. With destination elevators, I always took the elevators because they took me, straight to the floor. It was so quick. I'm like that.
And they even had the escalators.
Yeah, they have the escalators, but the escalators just go down to the casino and off the gangway, right? They're not like, floor to floor. Yep. You have a couple of dry slides on certain pool decks. You can go down the dry slide and from like Central Park down to the Surfside neighborhood. There's like a big red slide and stuff that my daughter went down like a million times.
Oh,
like,
that is so cool.
Yeah. So, but yeah, destination elevators, I would say is one of the coolest things for anyone who's watching right now. Like you will love those elevators. I was like,
I do have a question for you, JT, because I know you took your daughter on this trip.
Yeah.
What was her reaction seeing this massive ship for the first time? Like, did you capture that at least on a picture? Like,
I mean, I saw like private and stuff, but like, she was just blown away by it. She loved it. We actually stayed in the Surfside neighborhood.
Oh, right? That is awesome.
Now we actually stayed in an ocean view balcony, right? Like my wife, like I don't like facing inward, right? We have to have the ocean views, right? We'll pay extra for the ocean view, that's fine, right? But no, so we got a Surfside balcony, pretty much midship, right where the Surfside begins, right? Okay. So she went nuts when she walked on the ship. She saw the balloons, she saw the Pearl. We went to get some pizza. We went to the Surfside, carousel, got some ice cream. Like she was in like heaven. Like she was so happy. She was like, Icon's the best, Icon's the best, Icon's the best, right? And I remember, and my daughter, she's been on 6 cruises, but she's never been on an Oasis class ship, right? Ooh. So she went, her biggest ship before Icon was Ovation of the Seas.
Oh right? My God. So she went from Ovation to Icon.
Well, she's been on Ovation 2 times and at Quantum, right? She hasn't been on Freedom. She's been on Navigator, but she loves Icon because, I mean, Icon on the Seas, when they say it's a truly like, ultimate family vacation, it is truly a family-oriented cruise ship. Now, that doesn't mean that if you don't have a family, you can't enjoy it. If you're like a young couple or single or whatever, you're going to enjoy this ship. But families will enjoy it even more because there's so much to do on the ship.
Right.
we didn't even get off the ship until CocoCay. Actually, well, we got off for like 10 minutes at, I think, St. Thomas to take pictures of the ship. We got back on like a half hour later. But CocoCay, we got off, but we just enjoyed the ship while people were off, at, St. Thomas or St. Kitts, right? We just enjoyed it. So, and an empty icon on the seas is unreal.
Oh, I could imagine. Well, real quickly, welcome in Carnival Cruise Addicts. Thank you so much for joining us today. I do have a question. Did you meet Rover?
I did. Now, funny story about Rover. So I'm not a big dog person, right? Like, but they're cool, right? So I know Rover was there. So I saw him on the naming event ceremony. He was like, there was like a midnight party in that song. They played the song "Who Let the Dogs Out," and then he came. But now we actually didn't see Rover. My daughter and wife did, and we didn't see Rover until the last day at sunset, and it was perfect because his caregiver, I can't remember her name, but she was there on the jogging track. We left CocoCay. We're sailing away CocoCay. And I love sail away right from CocoCay. I love sailaways in general. I'm always on the jogging track looking at the views of the ocean. And we saw Rover. I'm like, oh my God, Rover's here. This is amazing. Brenda's like, my daughter's like, can I pet him? Like, yeah, go ahead. As long as she's cool with it. So we got to meet Rover. Aww. She petted him. I'm like, hey dog, how you doing? That's it. Yeah. So she got to meet him. She was so happy that she got to. But Rover's like a star, like chief dog.
Oh yeah. So I'm guessing you checked that mark. I met Rover. Check.
I met him. Yeah, he's great. And, like I haven't. I've been posting a lot of videos, and the thing is, like I'm trying to get all the videos out. But once the videos are done, I have a ton of pictures and other things I can share out later too. But there's a lot more Icon content coming. Just because the videos are done doesn't mean Icon is done. Because I don't have a cruise booked right now. Because I've cruised a lot the last 2 years. I'm taking a little bit of a break because 15 cruises in 2 years is quite a bit, right? So now
it is a lot.
So I'm like, let me take a little break from cruising. But I got Icon. That was like the 25th cruise, boom, right? So, but I'm sure I'll be back on a ship at some point, but I just don't know when.
Yeah, I've noticed that some people on the chat has been asking that are these prices on Icon are going to go down?
I
don't think so. Not anytime soon. It's gonna probably be a long time.
Yeah, it's gonna be a while. If you look at Star of the Seas, right? Mm-hmm. That's like a year and a half, almost a year and a half away, and it's commanding high prices. You look at like Star or Icon in 2026, they're crazy expensive. That's 2 years away, right?
I would suggest, if you're looking for Icon, and you're wanting to try it out, I think you should look for those dates that are off peak time, where the prices is a little bit lower than your regular normal, like summertime or high peak season.
Yeah, like now of course when we went, it was the first sailing, so it was super expensive, right? Because they hike up the prices for the first sailing, but even like the second sailing, it dropped off by a little bit, but not a whole lot. And now they're kind of at a steady, pricing. But like summer's, spring break goes up. Summer break goes up.
I booked a group of, I think there were like about 6 cabins, and they were ocean balcony, and it was like $41.21 per cabin on Icon. That was the cheapest price. But mind you, these customers are leaving in September. And to be honest, that was the cheapest for a 2-person cabin on an Icon cruise.
Yeah.
And those things sold out like if it was hotcakes, and they're gone.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to continually look for pricing.
Yeah, I got a lot of questions from friends and followers like, "Hey, are you booked on the Star inaugural?" I'm like, "No." I'm like, I don't know if I can do like that's because that's why I'm not going on the Utopia inaugural, because I did the Wonder inaugural. Utopia is very similar. Let's be honest, right? So and the Star is gonna be very similar to Icon. Now, I do want to go on Star at some point. I just don't know when. It won't be on the inaugural, right? But at some point, that actually might even be my next royal ship, because I feel like I don't want to do anything that's non-destination elevators.
Yeah, well, I'm hoping that I get invited for Star, being that Icon came and swept through the rug. So I'm hoping. So I'm going to keep my fingers crossed for that one. But it's like one thing as an agent that you see all the time, and I get this question all the time, and I always say the same thing. As long as people are paying the prices, it ain't coming down.
No, exactly.
And the demand, people don't understand the demand for this, for Icon, for Star, for Utopia. People that I got a lot of people saying, well, why bring a bigger ship like Utopia and do a 3 and a 4 day? Because people want that. You have no idea how many times people have asked, can you give us a mega ship that has 3 and 4 days? Because that's all we want. And there they have it.
There you go. Yeah.
You know, and people ask and they're going to provide. But when I say, as long as everybody's paying those top dollars, it's just going to keep on the same or probably higher than that.
Yeah. You know, another popular topic of discussion in the cruising community is like, hey, you know, why doesn't Royal Caribbean bring smaller ships back? And of course, I'm sure you've heard about their, you know, project, I think Discovery, right? There's no details on it right now, but they are going to be bringing a newer, smaller ship. So it's not going to be like I can't imagine any bigger than Icon, but I said that with Oasis, and look what they did. You know, Royal Caribbean really like they really, you know, they have that like the wow motto, right? They really wow, like what they really do, you know, redefine what you can do at sea, and you kind of blown about. Well, I can do this at sea, like yeah, it's amazing. So yeah, it's just yeah, the pricing I don't see going down for some time just because the demand is there, right?
Yeah.
They pay. Why would they lower it? I mean,
right. I think
they're
to me,
they're a for-profit company.
Yeah, I think to me, if Icon ever drops in price, it's probably going to be 5 years from now. It's going to be a long time.
It's going to be a while.
And probably you have Icon and who knows what else, and Star and everything that comes after that.
Yeah. I mean, another option that people could look into, and again, I'm not a fan of it, but they could do like the guarantee rooms, right? You might save a little bit of money if you don't care where you're staying, and you know, you might get a free room upgrade based on the availability. But I think every sailing is full, right? So, you know, you can save a little bit of money, but some of the deals you mentioned that sound great, right? So, you know, I know there's folks out there who have maybe group space, like you probably do as well. So if you can snatch a good, you know,
the thing with Expedia, because we have what is called the EES groups. They don't do them on Icon till about that ship, especially with Icon, which is weird, JT, because I've seen Wonder and I've seen all the other ones where like a year after you see the EES groups deals that are a little bit lower. Now with Icon, they blocked Icon till 2 years. Like, so for a full 2 years, we won't even see those specials. And even I'm thinking at this point, once they do these groups, exactly how much are you going to be saving at that point, if you think about it?
Exactly. So, yeah.
We'll just have to see. We'll just have to revisit to see how Icon does price-wise, at least 2 years from now.
Yeah. Well, one thing I'll tell you for sure is like, you know, with my family, you know, we like to take cruises and non-cruises as well. But I was telling my wife, like, no, you know, she says like, you know, let's just cruise on Icon and Oasis class ships. She doesn't want to go anything smaller, right? And I get it, right? Because we went on Navigator last year. We had a great time. Navigator of the Seas out of LA in April of last year. Great ship, you know, quick 4-nighter. But she felt it was a little small, you know, and I'm like, you know what, that's probably the smallest ship she'll ever go on, right? So I think our next ship is either going to be Star of the Seas. We might do Icon again, but we'll probably do Star of the Seas, or I haven't been on Symphony yet, or Harmony. Right, so I'm like, I kind of want to give them some love, so I can check off my Oasis list, and like now Utopia is here, and now they're talking about like a 7th Oasis class ship. So I'm like, oh my god, you know, like too many ships, too little time.
I know, and then you know, I know they're going to be coming down because eventually, like where I live in the Tampa Bay area, which we have the Tampa port. And the issue that we're having that our little ships are getting older and older and older. So when we go out, like when we do seminars and things like that, that's a question that always comes up. You know, when are they changing these cruises that are coming into Tampa, the little ones, because eventually we're going to need something new. So I'm hoping that something new is coming eventually one day our way, because it'll be nice instead of just having like the Paradise, which is a nice ship, but it will be nice to have something a little bit more modern and much nicer, you know, more updated, I guess you can say.
So funny story. I haven't been in Carnival in 10 years, but speaking of Tampa, so I have family that lives in Tampa. My oldest sister lives in Tampa, and we actually took them on their first cruise on the Carnival Paradise 10 years ago. And I'm like, man, that ship was so old. Like, it
is.
I mean, and you look at it, like, new stuff, like, I mean, I'm like, you know, people always ask me, are you ever going to go on Carnival? I'm like, you know what, maybe, you know, but it'll be on like the newer ships, like the Jubilee or the Celebration, or I don't know, right? So, but you know what, I'm so like with Royal Caribbean, I want to do Celebrity. I'm a fan of Norwegian as well. And of course, Princess Cruises is my second favorite, right? So, the Royal and Princess are like, I mean, Princess I was really impressed with last year. I got an opportunity to go on some of the trips with them, and now they have the Sun Princess, which is probably going to be my next ship, you know, maybe later.
That one is really nice. Sun Princess.
Yeah, so I want to go check out the Sun Princesses too. So I like the new big shiny ships. I mean, nothing against the old ships. The smaller old ships are great, but again, there's an audience for that. There's a demographic for that. Go enjoy it, right? If you don't want the big
Yeah.
ships, it's not for everyone, right? So yeah.
Well, I'll tell you a secret, being that I don't think you know this about, but we have a group with one other content creator, and guess what ship we're going out of Tampa? Paradise.
Oh my.
The little engine that could is going to be taking us.
Okay, it was a 5-night cruise. We had a good cruise. It was fun.
It's a really nice cruise.
Yeah, it was a good time.
It's a quick cruise. It's nice, but we need something a little bit more updated. So I'm hoping that Carnival can hear us. Hello.
Yeah, I always tell folks, like, a cruise is what you make of it, right? If you go in with the attitude, like, I'm gonna have an awesome time, I'm gonna have great food, great entertainment, great drinks, all that good stuff, you're gonna have an amazing experience, whether it's a 3-nighter, 4-nighter, 5-nighter, 7-nighter, whatever, right? It's all about mindset, right? So as long as you know that I'm gonna have a good time, that's great, right? Now, some people, like, they only want to go on certain types of ships, and I totally get it, right? So, but yeah, for me, at least for my family cruising, it's gonna be on Oasis or bigger. We might do a Disney cruise at some point in the near future. We haven't been on Disney yet, but we are looking at maybe doing the Disney Wish at some point, or because my daughter, again, I think Disney Wish is very princess oriented, right? So we might do that at some point. But
maybe you could do the Treasures.
Yeah, the Treasure, and then there was a new one called Destiny, right?
Destiny's coming, Treasures.
Disney. We'll go on Disney one day. I just don't know when. So Royal Caribbean keeps taking my money.
I know. I've been on Fantasy. Disney Fantasy was nice. I did it 5 years ago, and it was a really nice ship. A little bit different. It's nice because it's a little bit more money. Obviously, it's Disney,
for sure.
But you get what you pay for. So when it comes to food and stuff like that, it's top notch.
Well, it's a Disney brand as well, right? Like we went to Disneyland a year and a half ago. Then a few months later, we went to Disney Alani, the resort in Hawaii. And those are expensive because it's the Disney brand, right? It's the Disney is expensive. Disney Cruise Lines, the premium cruise line. So, but yeah, we'll go on Disney one day. I just don't know when.
Yeah, it is expensive, but it comes included, like with your soda packages included. Yeah. The food is better. I could tell you that much. Okay. Everything, you have all the princesses. So technically, when you're paying Disney, you're pretty much paying to see, kind of like to go to the park. Like if you were going to the park with your family because you got the princesses, or unless you're doing like Marvel at sea or whatever. But they have even fireworks and all of that stuff at sea, which is cool. Really cool.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
So I have a question for you. So being that you were on Icon, what were your favorite places to eat? Like what did you check out that you say, oh, this was really good, like something completely different?
Yeah. So folks who know me and follow me, like they know I'm obsessed with El Loco Fresh and Sorrento's, but I eat there quite a bit, but that's not my favorite place on Icon the Seas. And I don't know if my friend Michael here, or anyone else listening, going to Icon the Seas soon, but my absolute favorite place to eat on Icon the Seas, and I say this because I went there multiple times, was in the brand new Aquadome Market.
Ooh, okay.
At Feta Mediterranean. They had, because at Aquadome Market, there's a couple of selections, right? They have the creme de la crepe, they have Feta Mediterranean, they have G&G, which is kind of like Asian fusion. They have Max, which is like a bunch of different types of macs and cheese. They have Toast and Garden, which is like salads and salads and soups, sandwiches. Sorry, but Feta Mediterranean, like I'm vegetarian, and they have like actual falafel. And you can get like a falafel wrap or a falafel bowl. So I think on the 3-night event, I went there every day. And then on the 7th night, I went again 3 more times because my wife's like, you gotta go back. I'm like, yeah, it's so good. Because they have like this spicy sauce, and whether it's the hummus or the tzatziki or Feta Mediterranean, hands down, my favorite spot to eat on Icon the Seas, even more so, surprisingly, than Sorrento's and El Loco Fresh.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, one thing. People ask me, John, if there's anything you could change about Icon the Seas, what would it be? That's a tough question. Funny thing, the only thing I would change about Icon the Seas, they need to have veggie pizza every day. They don't.
They don't?
They did not have veggie pizza every day. And I know my buddy Michael, I don't know if he's still on, he might be bummed out about that. But on the welcome event, they only had cheese pizza. They threw some veggies on. Like, that's cool. Thank you. But then on the inaugural, it's a 7-night cruise. And I asked, hey, they have cheese pizza, they have pepperoni pizza, they have like another carnivore meat pizza, whether it's, sausage and bacon or whatever, right? So I asked them, hey, do you guys have like veggie pizza? And they're like, oh no, so we don't have veggie pizza. I'm like, oh no, okay. Can you guys make it? Or they said they can make it if they have the ingredients on the platform. Like, okay, that's good. So I'm like, are you guys gonna have veggie pizza at all this cruise? They're like, yeah, we'll have it on day 5 and day 6. I'm like, day 5 and day 6? That's crazy. So I had cheese pizza. I eat Sorrento's like 1 or 2 slices a day. It's cool, right? But then like on day 5, we ran to Sorrento's. We ate as much veggie pizza as we could. Oh
I
my
was
God.
gonna say a good idea when they tell you we don't have the ingredients, just go to the buffet, pick up all the veggies, and bring it right back down.
No,
Can you just do it
so
for me?
after the the survey they send you after the cruise, right? I told you guys I love the Icon, 10 out of 10. But there's one thing, just you guys gotta have veggie pizza every day, because when I was on Wonder, veggie pizza every day. Navigator, veggie pizza every day. I mean, veggie pizza is like a staple at Sorrento's, right? Like I mean, like Sorrento's is good throughout the day, but Sorrento's is really good after midnight, right? It tastes so good after midnight for some reason, right? Because you're hanging out with friends and whatever. Pizza hits the spot.
You're having a great time.
Yeah, so pizza hits the spot, right? So I was like, man, no veggie. So I mean, they had it for those 2 days, but I was like, you know what? You gotta have veggie pizza every day. So I don't know if they implemented that or not, but I hope they do. I loved Icon. There was nothing. I know after the inaugural and stuff, you see a lot of videos out there like, hey, what was good about it? What was bad about it? I didn't like this about this Icon and all these stuff. You know what? I always put cruising in a positive light. It takes a lot for me to not like something about a cruise,
Right.
but again, it's all about mindset. And then, when I showcase all my videos on Icon are all positive, right? There's no negative stuff about it, because I want people to, hey, look, it's a great ship. You're going to enjoy this venue. You're going to enjoy this experience.
Right.
Enjoy this show, right? I don't do it for views and stuff. I want to tell people it is, right? I know if I made a negative Ricardo Icon, it would probably get views, but I'm not going to do that because I don't have anything negative to say. So,
right.
So, yeah.
And it's like everything when we do the vlogs, it's like you're just doing it to put the information out there. Like, at least that's my mindset. I'm just putting the information out there, and whoever wants to look at it can look at it.
Yeah. My channel, and I think a lot of folks know this too, like I'm not the biggest YouTube channel out there, but my channel's always put up, when it says Cruising with JT, it's all about the cruising experience, right? I want to show you guys reviews and positive things about cruising and what you can experience, a show or other, the venues and stuff. I want to showcase what this is all about, so you know what to expect if you're going on that ship. So
right. So Michael, look, he's saying I'll check on the veggie pizza situation for you.
Just message me on Instagram, man. Tell me if they have veggie every day. I'll be like, oh, I didn't get that. So Michael, so just so you know, we actually met on Ovation of the Seas during the cruising restart in summer 2021 to Alaska. Okay. So me, Michael, and Jared and Jordan from JJ Cruise.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So they're good friends of mine as well. So me, Michael, Jared, and Jordan hung out almost every night. Me and Michael made runs to Sorrento's like every night on Ovation.
That is awesome. Well, I'm eventually going to try to get JJ Cruise on this channel. The thing with them, I have to catch them.
So they're actually on a group cruise right now. My sister's actually, so my sister, she loves them as well. They're actually on a group cruise right now on the Celebrity Apex.
So they love celebrity. They're always on a celebrity cruise.
Yeah, they've been trying to get me on a group cruise. I'm trying, guys. I got to get the schedule stuff to work out, because with my daughter and her school and all that kind of stuff, I can't just like get on a cruise anytime. But yeah, one day I'm sure I'll get on a JJ cruise.
Yeah, because I'm working right now with Guga and Rob. I don't know if you guys know Guga and Rob.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you guys know this, but they had like 4,000 subscribers at beginning of March, and he did a short that went viral.
Okay.
And they're up to like 43,000 subscribers.
Wow.
within the
but you know what? Shorts will do that, right? But my only issue with shorts is that the subscribers you're getting, they're coming for your shorts. They're not coming for your long form videos, right? So I have friends who have large YouTube channels, but the viewership for their long form videos is not there. And from a YouTube monetization perspective, shorts is not as good as like the long form stuff, right? So I mean, I don't really look at subscriber count as much, because like I see someone like 2 million subscribers, but they do it through shorts. It's like look at my Instagram. I had a couple of reels went viral. My Instagram account took off, right?
It's crazy because I was talking to them the other day over Facebook Messenger, trying to figure out a date and all of that. And he was telling me, he goes, it's just crazy, like all these subscribers coming up. And then they did their 20K celebration, and he sends me a message, you check my channel? And I'm like, yeah, it's just growing and it's crazy. And they're friends with JJ Cruise. So I told them, I said, to reach out to JJ whenever they see him and see if they can come onto the show. So hopefully maybe one day we'll have JJ Cruise over here. They're really great content creators for you, so you don't know him. Go
Yeah.
check out their channel.
Mhm.
Now that we're in the middle of our talk here, Cruising with JT, check out his channel, subscribe if you have not subscribed to his channel. Go check him out. And if you do subscribe, just say, hey, we're here from Traveling with Tinkerbell, so he can
Yeah.
know that you guys are part of our team. And it's one of the things that I like to do. I like to bring other content creators because a lot of people don't know everybody out there.
Yeah.
And it was when I was watching your journey, it was so cool. Like I said from the beginning, it was very cool to watch. And then to see your wife and your daughter and all the pictures and all of that, that was really cool. And that's why I wanted to ask you, how did your daughter, when because I know little kids, when they see something like that, it's like, wow, like,
She had the time of her life. Honestly, like, it's funny, Adventure Ocean, their kids program, right? Like she loved it so much. She didn't want to leave. She wanted to keep going back. I was like, hey, let's, we put her there for about 2-3 hours, not the whole day. I mean, it's not the whole day, but like, a couple hours here and there. So my wife and I can go to like the hideaway pool and the other adults only area. And, one time she was at Adventure Ocean, my wife and I went down to the water slides that you need 2 people to do, right? So she had fun there and she loved it, right? So she always wanted to go to Adventure Ocean. I'm like, hey, that's good for us, I guess, right? So yeah, we put her in there for about 2 hours or so a day because we want to, we want to spend time with her on vacation as well and enjoy the ship together. So we front to back.
I can tell you something because when my daughter, she's 15 now.
Uh-huh.
And I bet you if I put her on Icon, I'm not even going to see her until she goes to bed or we have dinner.
Yeah,
because my daughter, and she's 15, but I always, she always knows to keep an eye on your surroundings because, you never know. You're still on a ship with massive people.
Yeah.
But she is that kind. She's very like friendly and she likes to find friends and she goes to the club and that's it. She meets everybody at the club. By the time you're like in day 3 and 4, everybody knows her around the ship. It's crazy. Mm-hmm. But yeah, they have these really cool adventure camps for your kids. Mm-hmm. So like, for instance, like JT, he wants to have a good time with his wife, maybe have a dinner or whatever. You drop off your kids, you go have your fun. And trust me, they're not bored. That's the least that they are. They don't even sometimes want to get out of there. They just want to be with their friends.
Yeah.
Because I had a situation like that with my daughter. I'm like, look, I pay for this cruise. We were out on an excursion, JT, and she's hurrying me to get back on the ship to be with her friends. It was crazy.
Awesome. Yeah, no, kids love it, and they do such a great job. I actually got a chance to connect with the Adventure Ocean manager. Her name is Sherlyn. She's amazing, so sweet. We follow each other on Instagram and stuff. She's really great, and what she does. And it was a funny story, actually. So during the welcome event, I went to Adventure Ocean just kind of check out the space and stuff, right? So I was talking to Sherlyn, just talking one-on-one. It's not packed, I'm the only guy there. And then guess who walked up behind me? You won't believe it. Out of nowhere, Richard Fain.
What?
Yeah,
what did you do?
Well, hey man, can I get a selfie? He's like, yeah, let's talk. So I talked to Richard Fain. For folks who don't know Richard Fain, he's like the former, he's the chairman of the board, but like the CEO of Royal Caribbean. He's like the guy. And he's actually why I think Royal Caribbean is where it's at now. I mean, Michael Bailey's done a lot of stuff too, but Richard took us through the pandemic and everything, right? He's the guy. So got to meet him, which was phenomenal. Got to connect with him and stuff. I mean, and you just never know you get to meet. Like I got to meet Vicky Freed. I met Michael Bailey.
Oh my gosh, she is amazing.
Yeah. So I met, and of course, Nick Weir, SVP of Entertainment. Like, you get to meet all these people, and I mean, Nick actually knew who I was from Wonder. Because when I saw the Intense show, I got to connect with him and one-on-one stuff. But yeah, their leadership team is phenomenal, and I was just like, I did not expect that. Richard Fain would want to see what Adventure Ocean's all about when I'm there too. So we talked.
That is awesome. Well, yeah, I have never met Vicky Free like face to face, but every month we have royal meetings, and she's part of it. Yeah. And she's an amazing person. I would love to meet her one day face to face, but she's great. She's a great individual. And
you attend those, I'm not an Asian, but I know those coffee talk Wednesdays.
The coffee talks. Yeah, they're so much fun. Yeah. I think the one in December is really cool because she gives away like crazy. It's like you got to be on the meeting. From the moment it starts, you got to log in and whatever. And they have everybody's name, and she just picks random names. Oh, and she can give a Europe cruise, Icon. She gave Icon of the Seas, Utopia, you name it. She was just giving stuff. It was really cool. I didn't get anything because my name wasn't picked, but
Yeah.
they do give out. Royal does do a lot of great things for the travel partners and travel agents, so they're really, really good when it comes to that.
100%.
Yep.
We have a lot of, I mean, I actually I can't see any of the comments or anything, but are there any other questions or comments from the viewers? Any questions for me?
So far, I haven't seen a question. Let me see. There, everybody's talking about the icon. They're talking about the casino, but I have not seen a question, guys. If you want
there
to
they
post
are.
a question,
I can see it now. I just clicked on the comments tab, so now I can see it. There they
yeah.
are.
So if you guys have a question for JT, like anything you guys want to know specifically about icon or anything like that, put it on the comments. But yeah, it's like right now on Sunday, I'm gonna be going on Odyssey of the Seas on Sunday.
This Sunday.
So this is my first quantum class. So I'm super excited.
Oh, you're on a good one.
And we're doing a seminar at sea from Expedia. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And one of the good things that we're going to be trying out is I think is it Thrill Island and Hideaway Beach?
Yeah, Coco Cay. Yeah.
Yeah, in Coco Cay, they gave us that as a gift to check it out and try it out. So I'm going to have to split myself into two that day. And figure it out.
Yeah, Thrill Island is one of my favorite spots. Now, I've been to Coco Cay 5 times. The last 2 times I didn't do Thrill Island because I did the first 3 times, and when I did the first 3 times, it was more affordable, right? I think the cheapest was like $40, then $50 and $60. But then this past cruise, Icon, it was like 120 or something crazy. So I'm like, you know what? My wife's not super into water slides, except she did some on the ship with me, which was, it took so much convincing to do that. So we just enjoyed. We just kind of chilled. On Coco Cay. I went to Chill Island, Oasis Lagoon for a little bit. I went to Hideaway Beach during the welcome event because they allowed everyone in. And I just posted a tour about it a week or so ago. But Hideaway Beach is nice. Hideaway Beach is like the old Oasis Lagoon, but no kids. Oasis Lagoon, there's no music there no more.
Yeah.
There's no DJ.
It's like I remember I've been to Perfect Day. Don't get me wrong, because we did it when we went on Wonder last year in March. But before March, the last time I was in Coco Cay was before it was even perfect.
Oh my gosh.
It was before everything was built. And then when I went as Perfect, I was like, what happened?
It's changed so much because I know how Coco used to be like, and now it's still growing, right? Like Coco, obviously Hideaway Beach just came out. There's probably more stuff in the works as well. So they've really that is my favorite port, and that's one place I'll always get off at just because I love it so much, and there's so much to do. But yeah, no, it was a very, very chill experience. This 2 months ago when we went. Actually, 2 months ago was like we were on Icon 2 months ago, and then tomorrow we were actually at Coco Cay. So it's amazing.
Crazy.
2 months. Yeah.
Well, Harlan has a question. I'm sure JT is knowledgeable. Why would I inquire about going on a cruise line I would never take another cruise on?
Yeah, I mean, if you had a bad experience, that's something, right? Or if there's something that you didn't like or agree with, like the way they do best practices and stuff, right? So Royal Caribbean isn't for everyone, right? There's a lot of noise out there about why I don't want to go on Carnival or Norwegian. MSC has recently been in the news for some of the wrong reasons. And kind of, I don't know if you heard about it, but like our good friends cruising with Ben and David. Do you know them?
Yep, I know Ben and David.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard about what happened.
Oh my God, that was crazy.
Yeah. So, I mean, cruise lines are in the, media for, good and bad reasons, but the bad really sticks with people. So they just remember that. So, if there's a cruise line that's just not going to, float your boat, I guess.
Well, according to Harlan, because I noticed this way in the top of the chat, he was saying that that was his first cruise on RCL. Like I told our head waiter at the MDR will be my last. Well, it might have been that maybe Harlan had a bad experience with, but let me tell you, every ship is different, and every ship has a really nice set of crew members. Not all of them are the same. Maybe on that day, and I'm just saying this, and JT, maybe you feel the same way. Maybe the crew member was maybe having a horrible day because we never know. They do work 12, 13-hour day shifts daily. For 7 months. I'm not going to say that, this is something, but maybe try to giving it another second opportunity because it might be something that you might enjoy again. I'm just saying.
Yeah. I actually have a friend who, one of my best friends, actually, he went on a Carnival cruise but it wasn't by choice. It was for a wedding. So, he went on, he had no choice to go on. It was on the Carnival ship. So he had a terrible first cruise experience because he didn't like Carnival. I'm like, it wasn't right. I'm like, man, don't give up cruising. Just try. If he's like, go on a cruise where you're not committed to like a wedding or something, like just talk to me. I told him, just try Royal Caribbean and try it once and come back and tell me what you think. So,
and I agree with you. Not every ship is built for everybody.
Exactly.
It's really, people think, oh, I'm just gonna go cruising, and no, you gotta let, if you're doing it with a travel agent, you gotta let that person know your likes and your dislikes. Because that person has to know exactly what best ship fits your personality, so that when you get on that ship, you're going to have the best time of your life and the memories that you're looking for. Because if we put you on the wrong ship, you ain't going to be happy.
Yeah.
And then you're going to feel horrible and miserable probably most of the time. Even though I've never seen that on a cruise ship, but it could happen.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. MSC I'm reading the comments now. MSC is a fire hazard waiting to happen. Yeah, they've had some, I think they come back and kind of rectify the situation, but I don't know. It was just kind of weird. I was like, wait, really that happened? Like, I mean, like, I don't make videos about it or talk about it because, like, hey, they're friends of mine, so I get it. Make sure they're okay. But it was kind of weird.
So, yeah, it was. Well, look at Carnival Freedom. That poor ship twice got on fire.
Was it the same ship?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Well, the one time it caught on fire and they fixed it, they put a new whale tail, and then it had a bad storm and lightning hit the whale tail and caught on fire again.
I didn't know it was the same Carnival ship. Oh my gosh.
I think they just got to
get rid of fire a while back, but the fact that it's the same ship, like, oh my goodness. I thought it was a Carnival like Triumph or something. Like they had the former like poop.
Oh, that one doesn't even exist anymore. That one is gone.
Well, they changed the name.
Yeah, I think it's at the Sunshine or the Sunrise. I think something is right now that one.
So funny story about
we already hit an hour. This has been great.
Yeah. So the funny story about the Sunshine Tinkerbell is that so Carnival Sunshine used to be called the Carnival Destiny. Right?
Yes.
So I actually this doesn't surprise a lot of people, but I actually proposed to my girlfriend on that ship. So we were on a cruise. This is like 14 years ago, So me and a couple of our friends went. It was like a 5-night cruise to the Bahamas and Grand Turk. And first night, I got balcony before dinner, so it was on the Carnival Destiny. So I told her, we changed the name, Destiny, but it's not Destiny anymore. But that'll always be in our minds.
Hey, there you go. That's awesome, though. That's good memories right there.
Yeah, cruising is, like I said, near and dear to my heart, and I love it. I know folks have questions about Icon, or if you have any questions about Icon, but like I said, I could talk about this is like, and this happens to me on my lives. Like, I don't know if you go live from cruise ships a lot, but like when I go live from YouTube when I'm on a ship, time goes by so quickly. Just like
it does.
We're so passionate about cruising, like we can talk about it forever and ever. Like I'm still good if you're good, so we can talk.
Yeah, I'm good. I do have a question. Now that you're talking about lives on a cruise ship, do you do lives from every like port that you go to? See, like when I do my lives, I like to do a live, to show the ship.
Yeah,
I do one of those, but then when I have a sunset veranda or a balcony, what have you. I like to go live so that they can see the sail away. Is that something that you do as well?
Yeah. So all my YouTube lives, I never go live from the port because funny enough, I'm actually one of those cruisers who actually doesn't get off the ship a lot.
Okay.
Funny story, like I've been to Alaska 10 times, right? But my last like 4 or 5 cruises to Alaska, I didn't get off the ship because I go for the ship. Right. I've seen everything I want to see in Alaska, and I live in Seattle, right? So it's easy.
Okay.
So there's quick drive down to port, right? But for me, when I go live on YouTube, like the first day, when I went live, I think it was right before Sail Away because I wanted to. Well, actually, I did do Sail Away with the welcome event. It was at night, which was pretty cool.
I remember I seen you do a couple of Sail Aways, not Sail Away. I'm sorry, a couple of lives on there.
Yeah. So I do Sail Away lives. I do lives like around the jogging track. I show people the ocean. See, for me, I'm all about the experience, right? So for me, on lives, you will rarely see my face. You'll see the ship, like what's happening at any given time on this cruise ship at this moment, right? So, for example, I can take you through the Royal Promenade. I can take you through Central Park, through Surfside neighborhood, the pool deck, the back of the ship. So my goal every time I go on YouTube live is people know that I just want to show them the ship. I want to show you the Windjammer. I want to show you this other stuff. So the Aquadome. all these things I do lives on YouTube is always about the experience, the ship itself. It's never about me. It's about, hey, you guys come check it out. Let's hang out on a cruise ship, right? It's so cool. And the reason I try to go live almost every day on a cruise ship is because, you know, I can only do that while I'm on a ship. You know, when I'm at home, I'm not on a ship.
Exactly.
I know.
And you'd be surprised.
I like to go back and look at the lives because it's kind of fun. It brings back a lot of memories, you know? So.
Yeah, and you'd be surprised how many people love those live stream because they want to see everything. It's not the same when you film and then you come back home, you edit, and then you throw out the blog out there. But when you're doing that live stream, it's like you're bringing everybody into the moment.
Yeah.
And I've noticed a lot of people love that. And just like me, like when I went on Celebrity Beyond in February, I did a live stream on my Tuesday Night Live show. And we're doing a live stream, you know, nothing thinking about anything, you know, and I'm in the theater waiting for Captain Kate to show up.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, right in front of me, Captain Kate, she parks herself next to me. What? And I caught it all on the live stream.
That's awesome.
We had a whole conversation. She gave me one of her ducks. It was awesome. But those are the things that can happen. It's not like if we look for them, it just happens. That when you're doing a live stream, anything can happen. And then you bring that information out to your viewers, and they love it because they can see, oh, maybe that's one ship I would like to go. Oh, now I know how it looks inside. I don't have to picture it because it's not the same watching it on a picture or whatever.
Yeah, Some of my more loyal followers and supporters, I get the same sentiment from them. That the reason they love YouTube Lives is because it's in the moment. It's happening at that time, right? Anyone can go back and, you know, make an edit video and all that stuff. Majority of my videos, like, you know, that I've been posting for 5 months, are all the footage I took, right? But the lives can only happen for the 10 nights I was there, right? And once I'm gone, I'm gone, right? So they do love it when I go live, and it's so funny. A lot of times, I think my first live on Embarkation Day for the inaugural, it was so cool. I was on the pool deck, and you know, Rich and Jazzy Life, and then JJ Cruz were there, and then it was so funny because I think one of my biggest supporters, her name is TB. She actually threw a super sticker or something on there, and then we all did the super sticker, right? Because we like to act it out.
So, that is so cool.
Jared and Jordan from JJ Cruz basically started that trend where, hey, you know, they act out, you know, and I started doing it. People love it, right? So we all did like some funny thingy, and I mean,
but I'll tell you something. That is a really cool thing to do about doing the super stickers, like how JJ Cruz started doing that, because a lot of people got into doing, you know, sending them the super stickers so that they can, because it was kind of cool to do, to see something, you know, and people have, every creator has his own, you know, their own thing that they like to do.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. Doing lives, like for instance, I had a lot of people say, I like your vlogs and I like your lives because you show more of what we want to see than just your face. And then, you know, you have some people says, well, I want to see more of you than I want to see of the ship. But technically, I know it's me, but I'm here to show you this product.
I would say 90% of my lives are not me. 10% like, hey guys, hi, hello, and that's it, right? Or I'm saying hi to someone who's joined the chat, right? So, 90% is always it's all about the ship experience, right? So, you know, it's funny, like my name, Cruising with JT, my goal has always been that I want people to feel like they're cruising with me at any given time.
Right.
So when you're live, I want you to feel like you're there with me, right? Because that's what I loved about other people's cruises, right? When I watch other people's vlogs and stuff, I want to feel like I'm there or actually kind of experiencing it.
Right.
In the lives, my goal is always just, you know, look at the ship, because I think that's what people really, really care about. They want to see the new experiences. They want to see the new venue, right?
And so you and I think alike, because I did Traveling with Tinkerbell for the same reason. I figure you bring everybody to travel with you. So Traveling with Tinkerbell, like you bring them along to travel along with you.
Yeah, and I see that. Okay, so now the Odyssey cruise that you have on this Sunday, is that a group cruise?
No, it's a seminar at sea.
Seminar. That's right. You
said
that.
Yeah. It's an Expedia seminar at sea, and then there's going to be regular passengers. There's only 500 of us going.
So are you think you might go live from Odyssey on Tuesday?
Yes, I will be going live. I always do a live stream from the ship. I'm going to be going live, but I usually have every Wednesday what is called Across the Waves. And pretty much that show is about every port in the world. So we go in port to port and we just talk about that port as on that day, what to do around the port,
Yes.
history, news and stuff. So that's not going to be happening next week.
Mhm.
But yeah, I'll be doing I'm looking forward to Odyssey. I've been watching it through everybody else's vlogs.
Odyssey is a ship that I have not yet been on. I've been on, so crazy thing. So I'm in Seattle, right? So I've been on Ovation 6 times.
Nice.
Three cruises, 3 ship tours. Like they invite me for like luncheons and content stuff. Okay, that's cool. I love Ovation. That's my favorite Quantum class ship. Then I've been on Quantum of the Seas twice. Anthem is coming next year to
That's
Seattle.
right.
I might try to hop on that. So actually, one of my good friends, you probably know them as well. Man Chelsea from Hoffman Happy Travels.
Yep.
They're good friends of mine, right? So they have a group cruise to Alaska next year, which I'm still debating. Like, can I go on it? Maybe we'll see. If I do go on it, it'll probably be with them because I want to experience it. They're good friends of mine, right? So Anthem and also, but Odyssey, the one reason I like Odyssey, which I haven't been on yet, but I do like that they changed the kind of some of the internal appearances of Odyssey because it's a Quantum Ultra class ship, right? So instead of 4 dining rooms, they have that one big dining room, right? I like that. I got some other cool features and experiences, but I definitely want to go on Odyssey at some point. My sister's actually going on Odyssey later this year in Europe with my mom for like 11, 12 night Holy Land cruise or something. It's on Odyssey. So cool. So they're gonna have a blast.
Yeah, I'm actually looking. One of the things that I'm looking forward to do is the bumper cars.
Oh yeah, they're fun.
I'm looking forward to that. Well, I don't know if you know Kyle Paulo from. He's our Disney guy and JoJo as well, JoJo's World. I do follow them. One day I would like to meet with them, and they think they're great people. Him and Casey. I always watch their vlogs. And one of the things that I noticed that he enjoyed about Icon of the Sea was the Monte Cristo. He couldn't get enough of those. According to him, he said that they were really good. So I don't know if anybody likes that kind of sandwich out there. And if you're ever on Icon, you might want to check it out.
Yeah. Funny story about Kyle. So I know JoJo and Kyle, and I saw them on the Icon. The funny thing about Kyle, so we were watching Wizard of Oz, right? And Kyle and his girl came and sat next to me, my wife, and my daughter, right? So I'm sitting next to Kyle, and we're watching the show. And for those who don't know, The Wizard of Oz is an hour and 45 minutes long. So it's not a short show. So get ready, right? My daughter watched the whole thing, right? I'm sitting next to Kyle. I'm watching this stuff. Right? I'm kind of, I'm watching what he's doing. He's watching some football on this phone. That's cool. Who's playing, right? So we're watching the game. We're watching the game on his phone while we're watching the Wizard of Oz show too. But I mean, it's a long show, right? He was like staying away. I'm like, stay away, Kyle. Stay away. But yeah. Oh, I saw Michael's comment here. My last cruise on Odyssey, the seas to Italy and Greece. You will love it. Yeah. So like Michael, he's so knowledgeable about these ships, and him and my sister, they know each other as well. He's just, he's got Icon coming up soon, and I just love following his experiences as well. He's not like a blogger or anything like that, but when he posts some of his experiences, it's really, really cool to see. So Michael, I'm excited for your Icon coming up in 32 days.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get with him to talk to him. Maybe he wants to come on the show just to chit chat for a little bit.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's a great guy.
But I do follow a lot of the creators out there, and I try to give my love to as many people as I can. But it's hard sometimes. I just sit here and work, and then just hear everybody's channel, and then I'm like, as I'm hearing, because you hear and you kind of like looking and hearing. And there's some interesting, cool things that you get to see, and everybody does their vlog differently. So it's like Ben and David. I love the way that they do their vlogging. Yeah, they're great at what they do. I got to give them hands down.
Yeah.
And
no, and that's the beautiful thing, right? With all the Icon content out there, everyone has their own perspectives. Everyone's ship tour is different. Everyone's walkthroughs and other experiences are different. Everyone's live is different, right? So that's the beauty about being in the cruise community content. Right? You're never gonna see the same video twice. You might get similar topics and stuff, but overall, it's pretty amazing. I want to mention real quickly about my good friend Michael. I mentioned when we were on Ovation the Seas with JJ Cruise, and we enjoyed the pizza and stuff, right? But there's one night that was probably the night of all nights on that cruise ship, and going to Alaska. Have you been to Alaska, Tinkerbell?
I have not. I'm thinking of doing it in 2026.
Okay. Yeah. So I know Michael probably knows where I'm going to here, but I want to share this with you and all the viewers. But we got very lucky one night where we got to see the Northern Lights in Alaska. Now, they were very faint. They were out there, right? So we had to do some phone magic and stuff. But I always remember that night where, it was about midnight or so. We went to the solarium at the front of the ship, Ovation of the Seas, right? we're sailing west, right? Clear skies, strong forecast, pretty decent forecast. We get to the solarium, and Michael's like, "Hey, let's open this window." I'm like, can we do that? Okay, so we open the window. We look outside, we stick the heads out, and we can see someone we can kind of see them in a kind of faint. The phone picked up even more, and then I text Jordan and Jared. They're at the casino. I'm like, "You guys, get up here now." So they came up as fast as they could, and they brought a bunch of people with them. We're having this Northern Light viewing party. That, and Michael knows this. That's one night I'll probably never forget, just because that was almost 3 years ago. But that experience will forever and ever be with us for as long as we live. We'll always remember the first time we saw Northern Lights and that experience. Because what did we do after Northern Lights? We probably went to grab some pizza. So at Sorrento's, let's celebrate. It was the most awesome thing ever. So hopefully when you go to Northern Lights again, I get that a lot. It's like, hey, when is May a good time for Northern Lights? I mean, it really varies. Like right now, believe it or not, is actually a great time to go to Alaska for the Northern Lights, because there's a lot of geomagnetic activity, solar flares and stuff. There's a lot of powerful aurora. And I'm kind of an astronomy geek as well. A lot of people don't know this. So some people might know it, but I'm an astronomy geek as well. So I follow the Northern Lights. Like next Monday is the solar eclipse, right? The total solar eclipse, right? So
that is true.
I'll be following along. We don't get any, I won't get to experience it here in Seattle, but I have friends in Austin, and they're gonna be kind of watching it, and in Northeast and stuff. So I follow that stuff. I love.
Well, it's funny that you bring that thing about the solar eclipse, because yesterday, where we live, there's an island called David's Island, which is by the port of Tampa.
Yeah.
And we stopped at a 7-Eleven to get some drinks. Why are they selling the solar light glasses, the 3D glasses, when that stuff is not even going to be seen over here?
For the 10% chance they get,
I know. So I asked the guy, I said, "How much are they?" He goes, "Oh, $3.50. I said, he goes, "Yeah, but that's not coming this way. So why do you have them for sale?"
Yeah, it's funny. So we get no chance to see it. So I'll be watching online, and there'll be YouTube streams. I follow a lot of NASA and astrophotography channels as well on YouTube. So, but in 2017, 7 years ago, in August, we got 80%. So it was so funny. When I was working, I actually worked at Expedia before, right? I used to work at Expedia corporate, and my manager, we had this solar eclipse party, my whole building, right? So our whole floor. So she bought solar eclipse glasses. She bought moon pie cookies. She bought Capri Sun drink. She bought sun chips. All this stuff. Right. So, did you guys lose me?
No, he says they're asking where you're from.
Oh, I'm from Seattle. Yeah.
There you guys have it.
I live in Seattle. Yep. Been here for a long time. That's why I've been on 10. So funny story. I've been on 10 Alaska cruises, but I've been on 13 or 12 or 13 Caribbean cruises. So I've been to Florida more than out of my own backyard. So I've gone to Florida a lot. I've done 3 Mexico cruises. So yeah, so 12.
Yeah, one of these days, because I'm thinking of going to Seattle eventually, and hopefully in 2026 for an Alaska cruise. Mm-hmm. So I'll let you know whenever I'm down that way. But if you come over here on my end before I go over there, let me know and we can meet up and have maybe some lunch or dinner or something.
Pre-cruise drinks and stuff, just hang out. I'm down. Yeah. I've actually met up with some folks here before their cruises as well, as my schedules allow. But it's so nice to connect with folks. Because I don't know if they tell me they're coming, hey, let's try to make something happen, right? So, but yeah, I love meeting with either other content creators or just fans or followers, right? Because they support us in what we do, and if I got to meet anyone so the most amazing thing on the Icon inaugural, let me tell you, Tinkerbell, was my wife. I told my wife that this is your first inaugural experience with my daughter.
Oh wow!
You're gonna get to see what the media is like and all that kind of stuff, right? So. I was actually kind of surprised at how many people knew who I was or wanted to meet me. And I think a lot of it came from the stuff I did leading up to Icon. So I've never met so many people who knew who I was. It was kind of cool, right? But I was my wife's dang, I know you're a celebrity. I'm I'm not a celebrity. I'm just a YouTube guy.
Yeah.
I was humbled, and just it was so nice to meet so many people who follow me and watch my channel and just have nothing but good things to say. So I really appreciate that.
That is awesome. It's like me. I went on a cruise. I think it was on the Mardi Gras. Mm-hmm. A couple of years. I think it was after the pandemic. Mm-hmm. I think it was 2021, if I'm not mistaken. It was August of 2021. I could be wrong with the dates. Uh-huh. And I'm on an elevator, and this lady out of nowhere, I was with my daughter at the time. She's 15 now, so she was probably 11 or 12.
Mhm.
And she's like, "Oh my God, are you Twinkle Twinkle?" And I'm like, "What? Like, how do you know about me? Like, how do you know me?"
Is that like another name you have?
No, but it's like instead of Tinkerbell, she called me, "Are you Twinkle Twinkle?" I'm like, oh my God, like it's kind of cool, like when you and by the time I was not even a YouTuber at the time, but I used to I was a moderator for a big group, but for a big YouTuber, Lali the Loca,
Oh yeah, Tony. Yeah.
at the time. And I guess that's how, being on as a moderator, they got to know me, and it was kind of cool to kind of like have like, oh my God, this is how, I guess, this is how the YouTubers feel when
Yeah.
people get to recognize them. So
Yeah.
it was kind of like a cool experience. So Harlan here says, does Seattle rehire some of your police force?
I don't know. I know there was like something in the news recently about like some of the police stuff happening here, but I don't. I mean, I'll be honest. I don't. I try to tune out the noise a little bit because it's really just negative stuff,
Yeah.
right? Like I don't watch CNN and all that stuff. I just, if I want to watch, if I want to know what's going on in the news, I'll just go on my own time. But I don't watch like the news actively and stuff. But yeah,
Right.
I'm not sure.
Well, Harlan says if you are YouTube, if you are
Yeah.
on YouTube, you might as well be a
Yeah.
celebrity.
Yeah, no, that's true, and but I say it was just so cool to meet so many, like not only just subscribers and followers, but also meeting other, because we're all fans of each other, right? When I got to meet, when I met like Tony for the first time, it was so cool, right? Because he knew who I was, and I knew who he was, and Ben and David, and Jordan and Jared, like man, shout everyone, right? And we're just it's so cool to meet them, even Travel Spree, right? Like Lauren Fain, right? They're awesome people, so we got to meet them. It's like we're all here trying to showcase the world of cruising, our passion for it, provide content, some humor, some entertaining, informative stuff, right? So,
Right.
and that's what I didn't know you were moderating for Tony. That's so cool.
Yeah, I still am. I could go in there and just maybe go in there one of these like I said, I've been so busy, but I still have the ability to go in there and moderate. But yeah, I did that for a couple of years. I helped Tony and Jenny out. So it was really, really cool to do that for them. So if you remember a long time ago, you probably see just Tinkerbell. And
that's you.
Yep.
That is you. Oh my God. So it's so funny you mentioned the Tinker. So I follow some other Disney vloggers as well. There's one called, I think, Theme Park Steve, and he has a moderator. I think it's called Tinkerbell Gamma.
I think so, yeah.
That's what I'm So funny story about Tinkerbell. So you actually like this. So my favorite Disney movie of all time is Peter Pan.
Oh my God!
I'm a big. I like Tinkerbell. So when my daughter saw Peter Pan for the first time, she got so obsessed with Peter Pan. We watched it like every movie night. Alexa's always playing the Peter Pan soundtrack. We got Tinkerbell dolls. We got Tinkerbell. Oh my gosh. She loves.
Oh my God. If I were to show you on top, let me see, maybe the camera here will show it to you guys. There it is. That's my whole collection of Tinkerbell.
That's awesome. Yeah,
so I do collect all sorts of Tinkerbell stuff. Even my little houses here, they actually light up. This one right here, the little cat, is from Emma Cruises.
Oh my God, Emma! Yeah.
I got the little cat up there.
Yeah.
She was doing that for a charity. For those of you that don't know, and I wanted to support her channel, so I think that was a good thing to do. And you get her little cat, So it was kind of cool to do. So.
Yeah, Emma's amazing, and like I said, no matter where the creators are, whether it's the UK or anywhere overseas, like everyone's just awesome, right? So I think it's so cool the fact that like everyone kind of knows each other. It's pretty cool, right? So I mean, it's funny, like during the pandemic, I watched Tony. That's how I got to meet Tony, because he just kept putting out cruise news, right? So he was the cruise news guy. So
right, and that's what believe it or not, that's what inspired me, to do what I'm doing today, because I'm like, okay, I could probably do this. And it has at least for me, and I'm gonna guess for you as well. It's a good journey. It's hard, because I'm not gonna say it's easy, because there's a lot of work into it, a lot that goes in behind scenes that you guys will never see. The easiest part is to put the vlog and everybody gets to see all your creation right out there. But it's a lot, you got to think of what you want to do. You know, as right now I'm going on Odyssey, I'm already trying to picture everything that I want to do on Odyssey, what I want to film, what I don't want to film, what I'm going to present or not present. And then in the midst of it, I also have the seminar that I'm trying to like maneuver through it.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of work, you know, it's a lot of work. But I trust me, it's a lot of work with love. That's the way
no,
I see it.
I 100% agree. You know, like I started my journey in August of 2021. It was interesting because, you know, during the pandemic, you know, there's no cruising. So I basically got by watching cruise vlogs, other older
Mhm.
videos, and, you know, so seeing Tony and everything. And then, you know, when the cruising restarted, my friend's like, "Hey, John, why don't you start a channel?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" It's like, dude, you love taking pictures of cruises, videos, sharing, and you give a lot of good information. Start a YouTube channel. And I heard this from other creators, right? Start a channel, because actually I've been a moderator for JJ Cruise. So
I
I think
know. I remember that you used to
yeah.
moderate for them.
Yeah, I used to moderate their chats. I don't like, just like you, busy, right? I don't join a lot of live streams as much anymore. But yeah, so I started my channel, and you know, it grew pretty quickly. And then, you know, after that, I took a couple Alaska cruises, and then, you know, I guess the rest is history, right? You know, it's,
Right.
you know, like I think I'm going at a good pace, you know, but, you know, like I said, it's not it's the journey, not the destination, right? I think that's the quote,
Exactly.
right? So yeah, I mean, I love it. Like I said, you know, I'm like,
Yeah, and it's nice because like you know, you see your channel growing a little bit at a time,
yeah,
you know, and then you see, you know, and then you kind of like anxious and happy as you see those watch hours, as you know, trying to become a YouTuber, because you're technically not a YouTuber until you're monetized. That's
yeah.
the way I see it. So I'm in that journey. I have all my subscribers. I'm still in the journey, and I'm about 400 and something hours away from actually getting monetized.
You got
And
those two requirements, right? Yeah.
yeah, so I'm still in that process because my channel is only 9 months old.
Yeah. But
So
you got 6,000 subscribers though. That's
and
impressive,
it
you know?
just
So
happened, JT. It just
yeah.
happened. Like I went on Escape, and when
Uh-huh.
I got back, it's just my channel just took off.
That's good. You put I
So
saw some of your videos. I saw portions of your Beyond video that you just posted. But yeah, people like that stuff, right? And I think the more they watch
yeah.
it, you're gonna get to that, you know, the
Right. And
requirement.
yeah, and
So
they're people are watching, you know, the video. So that's when you know, okay, is the channel really growing? Because you could start telling by those watch hours that people are actually watching what you're
exactly.
putting. So
Exactly.
it's an amazing, like I said, it's been a great, at least for me, it's been a great journey. And I just do it because I like to do it. And whatever
Mhm.
happens, happens. I'm not
Yeah.
even worried about, you know, I
Yeah.
don't put that on my mind. If it happens, it happens, and we'll celebrate it, you know?
Yeah, exactly. I 100% agree. Yeah, no, like I say, it's a journey. You know, sometimes it takes people much longer to get to even 1,000 subscribers, right? But once people know about you and they kind of value what you're doing, your input, your perspective, right? I think that is what makes your channel, you know, continue to grow. Because my channel, it was at 1,000. It's got there pretty quickly, but then like 2,000. I think from 3,000 to 5,000, I grew it crazy just because of Icon, right?
Wow.
Yeah, I think, yeah, that was my fastest growth ever because of Icon. So I
Yeah, but
mean,
a lot of people, because you know, people are going to start watching what they like,
mhm.
and if they see that you're bringing out the content that they're looking for, that's how they continue to watch and tell everybody else. So
Yeah, yeah. I'm just looking at some of the comments. I love that, you know, there's
more
some
than
new
6,000 subscribers, and then she
some
did
new
a show
streams.
with Carnival Crew, who subscribed to also. Then I subscribed to Tinker. But yeah, and that's what happens. Hopefully, you're enjoying the content. Hopefully, you enjoy, you know, being here on the live stream. And I'm trying to do something completely different. I want to bring. We do a Tuesday night live, and a Wednesday show. But
Mhm.
today was special because JT only had today, that he was able to do it, and it was weird because it's April Fool's Day.
Yeah. Well, so the funny thing, I don't know if you saw my post from this morning. So a ton of people, I think, are still fooled. They think I'm actually going to live on Icon of the Seas.
So it's just been a great journey, and I
Yeah.
accommodate, you know, as much as I can with everybody
Yeah.
that I try to invite. But I like to bring different people so that people can see that there's other creators out there. You
Yeah.
know, they can bring something really cool.
Yeah, hey, there's Cruising with Keith. Hey, Howie Cruz. Hey, Brian and Julie. Oh my gosh. Oh, we got to meet them on Icon,
Oh,
and my family and I hung out with them so much. Sweet family, amazing. They're just a
yeah.
great family. I don't know if you had them on the show or not, but that's another potential, you know,
Who,
creator
Cruising
as
with
well.
Keith?
I know. Well, Cruising with Keith, but also How We Cruise, right? Like, I
Oh,
don't know if
how
you,
we cruise.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go and hunt them down now.
yeah, no, they're, yeah. We hung out with Brian and Julie quite a bit. Just like I said, sweet family. And yeah, just I'm so happy to see them here. How are you guys doing, Brian?
Hey,
Hey,
there
Julie.
you guys go. How we cruise. Thank you so much for being here. So yeah, it's been it's like I said, my journey. I can't complain. I feel truly
Yeah,
blessed.
yeah.
I feel very blessed, and I have it's one of those things that when you come into YouTube, a lot of people say, "Oh my God, you're going to be there all on your own," and you're truly not on your own because you connect and you network with so many great creators out there, and trust and believe. You have so much help and so much knowledge.
Hmm.
And sometimes, I could learn something from JT or JT can learn something from me. And we work it together as a team. But you never see like, oh, well, I did this or I did that. You never see that. We're all here as a one family under YouTube. And we just like to enjoy these kinds of things and bring these types of, shows and vlogs and all of that stuff for you guys.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. Yeah, no, I couldn't agree with you more, Tinkerbell. Like, I think the cruising family, the community, everyone knows one another, and then just when you get out, I think the inaugural was so special because it was even more special than the Wonder inaugural because there were way, way, way more people on this one, in terms of like just content creators and just fans and followers. But I really enjoyed. I love the Wonder inaugural. Don't get me wrong, that was
Yeah.
last. But Icon like took it up a level,
I'll
So
tell you something. I've never been on an inaugural cruise yet.
okay.
I've been thinking about it, but I've never been on one. But maybe one of these days I'm going to have to just jump on one and try to check it out.
Yeah, a lot of folks are asking me about like like when the Jubilee came out. Hey, you're going on the Jubilee, or when the Norwegian Viva came out, or the Prima, the Viva, and now the Aqua. Like, I mean, I wish I could go on every inaugural, but I just can't with my schedule. So and not only that, but like, I mean, I think Icon. Let's be real, right? It was the most expensive cruise we've ever taken. I mean, that's just what it is, right? So like, I won't be on the Star inaugural, but I will be on Star at some point in the future, right? Because I think I loved Icon. I want to go on a sister ship now because I know there's a lot of similarities, but I think I want to experience Star of the Seas. Different shows, different experiences. There'll be some changes, maybe some dining venues and other stuff like that. So, yeah, How We Cruise Icon was iconic. Yeah, well, it's funny. So during Wonder, it was like, "What's wonderful?" And now Icon's like,
I know,
iconic. So, but yeah, Icon was really cool because the whole like, people ask, "Hey, well, how come Leo Messi is the guy?" I'm like, well, normally they do Godfather, Godmother, but here they picked an icon, a soccer icon. But it's so funny because like Leo Messi was just there like sitting the whole time for like the hour like long presentation or whatever, and then all he did was like press like a button, and the soccer ball came out. He pressed a button, and the champagne bottle. I'm like, and he got off. I'm like, see you later.
God. He's like, I'm done. Bye.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool that they have that partnership with the Miami Football Club, right? So, yeah, inaugurals, like I said, they're not for everyone, but we got some cool swag every day. We had so much stuff that we had to actually. My wife left some stuff behind that she didn't want anymore. So
oh my God!
we brought all the cool stuff. We got this cool like bar set kit thingy from like the Empire Super Club. That was. I mean, there's so much stuff. Like, we bought so much that we're giving to our close friends and stuff because we don't need it all, right? Puzzles and beach balls and other fun stuff that my daughter's friends love. Her besties. So.
Well, I'll tell you something. I'll tell you a little secret about my cap. I didn't go on Icon, but I did get an Icon cap.
Yeah.
And this was from one of a good friend of mine that went on the inaugural. He knew I couldn't go. So he was so nice to bring me at least a little bit of memorabilia from Icon. So it was really cool to at least have. I said, you couldn't find it in green.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, they just gave so much. Like, I didn't know what to do with it. I was like, oh my gosh, like ducks and oh my gosh, yeah. So funny thing from How We Cruise, what are we gonna call the Utopia inaugural? Are you going on that, Julie, Brian, How We Cruise? Are you guys going on that? Are you going, Tinkerbell?
I might be going. I'm just waiting to see if they're gonna give me a Utopia. I'm just waiting.
So it's crazy, and I made a video about this like a while back, right? So I actually was booked on the inaugural, and I know they changed the inaugural.
They did.
Right? Now it's like earlier, like a week or so, something like that, a couple days.
I think because it's gonna be earlier than usual.
Yeah. So I was actually booked on the first 3-nighter, and then the 4-nighter after that to make it back-to-back 7 nights. Like, I'm not gonna fly to Florida for a 3-night cruise. It's just not worth it, right? So I was like, let me do the 3-nighter. I booked the 4-nighter as well, 7 nights. But then you know what? After like the excitement kind of wore down after about 2 weeks, I was like, man, I'm spending $4,000 for an inside room.
Oh my God.
Ugh.
And then for a couple of days.
I love Inaugural for 7 days. I was like, you know what? I can't do this.
But then, if you think about it, you're only going to be there, what, 3 or 4 days?
No, well, yeah, I mean, it's 7 nights total.
Oh,
right?
7 nights total.
In the same room, but $4,000 for an inside room for one person is pretty steep,
Oof.
right? I mean, the most I ever spent for a solo cruise is I think $2,500 when Alaska restarted in 2021 on Ovation. I did it twice in 2 weeks, right? I went the first week and then the third week with Michael and Jordan and Jared, right? So I spent about $2,500 solo because, Odyssey, Ovation, Quantum, Anthem, they have the solo studio rooms, right?
Okay.
But even then, they're still pretty expensive, right? Utopia, Oasis class ships don't have solo rooms, right? So I had to book it at the double occupancy rate, right? So it was really expensive. I was like, man, I can't do this. Like, I'll go when it's cheaper, and I'll take my family with me because I want to take my daughter on an Oasis class ship. So
that's crazy.
Hell yeah, Howie Cruise, you might be going on Utopia. Awesome. Well, if you guys go, I'm gonna be looking forward to following you guys.
Well, welcome in Cruising on the High Seas and Travel.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Hello, everybody. So, oh my God, we're gonna be hitting like almost 2 hours here today with JT.
Hey, like I said, I'm happy to go up until you're East Coast. I'm happy to go up until top of the hour. We have other questions. Any questions? Like I can tell you more
any
about
other questions you have for Cruising with JT before we get out of here today. Let us know. Post them on the comments. Anything you want to know about Icon, or maybe anything you want to know about JT himself, his channel. Like I said, if you have not subscribed to his channel, go ahead and subscribe to his channel. If you are a content creator, just hashtag TWT on the comments and your channel will be on there. It'll give you the opportunity to put your channel out there, and then everybody else can log in and subscribe to your channel. That's something that we also do here. He says JT is doing great.
Yeah, it's so funny. Like people know, like I could talk about, I could go on forever about cruising. I'll talk your ear out. Like it's crazy. But Icon sees like, the entertainment. I'll say this, and this is a pretty bold statement, but I think Wizard of Oz is the best production show at Royal Caribbean.
Yeah, I heard that is really good.
Yeah. So, but it's not the best. Now, so Wizard of Oz blew me away. Wow, just 10 out of 10. Go see it. Make your reservations. It's a must. It's amazing, right? And Royal Caribbean has some really good production shows, right? The water show, Aqua Action, phenomenal. I loved it, right? But it wasn't like fully 100% ready yet, right? But it was still really great for what I saw.
Right.
But I still think, I've seen Ocean Aria on Allure. I've seen, Intense on Wonder of the Seas. But I still think the best show on any cruise that I've ever been on, this is even better than Wizard of Oz, is Aqua 80 on Oasis of the Seas. So that is for me the #1 show of all time on any cruise ship I've ever been on, even more so than Wizard of Oz. Aqua 80, if you like 80s music, and again, I was born in the 80s, but like I didn't, I listened to 80s music growing up, right? It's just on another level at the Aqua Theater at the back of the ship, and just the colors and just the music and the dancing and everything, and just the pre-show stuff, like what they do. I saw that show 3 times in the week I was there. I didn't see Wizard of Oz more than once. I didn't see Aqua Action. I saw it twice. Once during the preview event and once during the actual show with my family. But Aqua Action, I saw 3 times on 3 separate days because it was just that good. You just get into it with the music. Like, 80s music. Come on, like, let's go, right? So
those Aqua shows are really good. No matter, because I've seen them when I've been on Harmony and Wonder, and they're really good. And I love them. And then all the crazy stuff they do is like insane.
Yeah. It's like, I tell folks, like, imagine like Cirque du Soleil at sea, but better. Right.
Because especially when they throw themselves from that high altitude, I'm like, no, I could not do that.
Yeah. The amount of training and practice it takes to perfect that on a moving ship in that small pool.
That's what I'm saying. Especially the guy that walks on that cable. You must be insane. Yeah. Like, you don't catch me on that one.
Yeah. One thing I'll say for sure for folks who are watching, like the Aqua Dome, the Aqua Theater within the Aqua Dome is smaller on Icon than the Aqua Theater on Oasis. It is definitely smaller. Yes. which is kind of
Wow.
surprising because the Aqua Dome is so massive, right? But the thing about the Aqua Dome is there's a lot of components to it, right? So you have so right when you walk into the Aqua Dome, right, you see the Aqua Dome sign, you walk in the
Mhm.
Aqua Dome, and you're just mesmerized by the Aqua Theater. It's so massive. You got the waterfall, and where everything comes out, right? On your right, you have Aqua Dome Market. On your left, you have Hook Seafood. Behind the Aqua Theater, you have the Overlook, which is basically the hangout area to overlook at the front of the ship, right? And it's massive. It's beautiful. The Overlook is probably one of my most favorite places to hang out on the ship. Me, my wife, we hung out there constantly. We got our amazing drinks at the Ryan Bean Bar and went to the Overlook, got nice lounges, and just it's really something else. Like the windows, like you're just like the Aqua Dome is ridiculous, right?
And they actually have these like they're like these areas where you can climb up there and kind of
yeah,
have a seating.
they call them pods.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
the
pods.
pods. The pods
They
are
look
awesome, right?
those
So we
look
hung out.
really cool.
Yeah, we went up to the tallest pod, and there was a nice couple there. So we hung out there. We talked to them. I got to know about him. Got to know about me. So, I mean, yeah, I'm from Seattle. Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that is so cool. Like, it's like every ship. We can sit here and probably talk all night about Icon because it's so huge, and we just kind of like talked a little bit about it because if you think about it, there's so many different neighborhoods. There are all sorts of different things to do. They do not have a rising tide bar on
Mm-mm,
Icon,
you
but they
know.
have the Pearl. So,
Mhm.
and they have a Rover, which they don't have it anywhere else. So, it's
Yeah.
the little things that this ship has, and I know it has like other like
Mhm.
dining venues, like specialty dinings that
Mhm.
other ships don't have
Right.
either. So it's just a matter of what you like and dislike at the point in time
Yeah.
when you book these cruises and what you want to do.
Yeah. Let me talk a little bit about the Pearl. Now, the Pearl is the first thing you see when you board Icon, right? Because you board on deck 5, and right when you walk in, there's two entrances, right? Depending on which entrance you
Okay.
enter, you'll see the Pearl. It's the most like awesome like view ever when you get on a ship, right? So it is something else. It's like 3 stories high. It's as cool, if not cooler, than what you see on the pictures, but in person it's so awesome, right? You walk through, you go to the stairs, go to a Pearl Cafe, but it changes colors. You take your pictures. It's just it really doesn't. I mean, it has those cool like panels inside. It's all the cool stuff. So I have a dedicated tour of the Pearl on my channel as well, right? Just because, like I said, I have like my
But
ship tour
it
where all the
doesn't have any
components.
music, right?
It has music that play, I mean, it's really the music from the outside of the Pearl, but I think it can play music. But I never heard it directly within the Pearl. It was so
Okay.
funny when the first when that object thing came out. Like, what is this? Like, are they building like a Death Star on Icon of the Seas? Is it a planetarium, or what is it, right? So it turned out to be just like a really cool feature with the stairs leading up to Pearl Cafe. But I mean, the Royal Promenade is amazing. It's a 2 deck high. It wraps around, right? So you don't have to go
Wow.
one way. Let's say you can literally walk around like a round trip on the Royal
Right.
Promenade. I love the
That
promenade,
is
right?
so
So
cool.
yeah, I mean, everything about Icon's amazing. Like the shows were phenomenal. I mean, can't express how amazing the neighborhoods were. Like Chill Island, the largest pool at sea, and how chill that was. And then Thrill Island, the Category 6 water parks. Like I went down, so my wife would not go down the intense slides. I get it, right? She wouldn't go down the ones that the floor below
Right.
you opens up and stuff. So we went on the inner tube slides. One is called Hurricane Hunter, and the other one was called, I think, Storm Surge.
Okay.
They're both pretty intense. One that kind of takes you way up and you go down, and it's really cool. So she enjoyed it. We did that when my daughter was at Adventure Ocean. So and
Oh,
the
that's
thing,
awesome.
and people ask like, is it free? I'm like, yeah, it's free. So and I think that's another reason why Thrill Water Park at Coco Cay is pretty cool, but you kind of have a Thrill Island already on the ship. So
Right.
now don't get me wrong, Thrill Water Park is way more awesome, right? Like the red slide, I've done that a gazillion times. It's a hike, so if you do want to do it, just take a break halfway up the
Okay.
tower. Yeah,
Did you
I've
get
done.
to do the what is that? There's a ride that you get to kind of like swing outside of the ship. Did you get to do that?
Well, yeah, Crown's Edge. So I'm not. Yeah, I'm not. I'm
Crown's
not much
Edge.
of a. Yeah, I'm not much of a that kind of like, guy, right? I've done it. Now here's the thing. The reason I didn't do it because I actually went on the Norwegian Escape in February 2020, right before everything kind of shut down, and I did the ropes course. And I was like, I mean, I enjoyed it, but it was like kind of uncomfortable. Like, I don't know if I want to do this again, right? So like anything that has anything resembling that, I don't want to do. I mean, and I could have done it at no cost because the welcome event or whatever, right? But I'm like, that's cool. I'll just record people. You guys go do it, have fun, right? So I didn't do it. That's okay though.
Well, that's kind of cool. Yeah, because like I said, Icon has so many different places to visit.
Mhm.
Like I think they also have the putt putt also on there.
Yeah, the Lost Dunes. Yeah, we really enjoyed that a lot. We did. You know, it's funny. We did it while we are at port, and we're getting baked by the sun. I'm like, aren't you guys hot? So we did all the 9 holes and went back and got a cold, refreshing drink. Let me talk a little bit about Surfside for any other families who might be watching, or again, just for your information, right? So,
Mhm.
Surfside being the first dedicated family neighborhood ever on a cruise ship was one of my other favorite spots. We hung out there so much, and in addition to like the Overlook, Surfside neighborhood has everything. There's a buffet called Surfside Eatery for families, right? So I don't have to go to Windjammer up to like deck 11 and all the way to the back of the ship. It's literally right there outside our room. Surfside Eatery, Surfside Bites. They have 2 soft serve ice cream places, right? They have Pier 7. They have the arcade. They have a place called Lemon Post Bar, right? Like the dedicated drinks for like even kids. The Splashway Bay Area, right? So, and of course the carousel and the flamingo and Surfside is special. I'm pretty sure if we go on when we go on Star of the Seas, we're gonna stay in the Surfside neighborhood again, just because it's so convenient.
Right.
So convenient for families, right?
I
So
think if I'm not mistaken, I think that was where Ben and David stood in Surfside as well.
okay, nice.
Because I believe when they went on Icon, I think they had a Surfside balcony.
Okay.
Michael says, I have Crown Edge booked for next month. I may chicken out.
No, you got to, Michael. You can do it. Well, yeah, like I said, it wasn't really my thing, but you should totally do it, man. Like you'll love it. And I
You
want to
need
see
me
some
to
footage.
swing outside of Icon and check it
Yeah.
out to,
I want,
the
I
other
want, I
side.
want to see some footage. Someone give some of your camera or phone. I want to see you fly around. I want to see it afterwards. Okay, man. Instagram me or Facebook me.
That'll be cool.
That's an awesome experience. Hopefully, you got a good deal on it, Michael. I know it was like $90, but I think they reduced the pricing.
Yeah, I heard that they reduced the pricing
Yeah.
after the inaugural because I
Yeah.
guess people didn't want to book it. I think
Mhm.
I could be wrong, but when I saw Kyle was on there, I think they were like about under $40. I think it was
Oh,
that
wow,
he
that's pretty
said. I
good.
could be wrong, but I think that's what he said.
Yeah. Yeah.
Howie Cruz says we like Surfside, but thought it was a little young for their kids. Very cool for young families though.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's good to know.
Yeah. Because my daughter's 6, so she went nuts.
Oh yeah,
Like,
she's probably gonna have a great
one
time.
thing that I really, really liked, a lot of folks may not know this, but basically, every night, so there's a new gentleman on board the Icon Seas called Admiral Awesome, right? Admiral Awesome. So he basically like guy wears like a captain hat, he's a big dude, but tall guy, right? And he basically tells like bedtime stories every night at 8:30 p.m. And it was so cool because we went. I think we went there 2 or 3 times. One was over dinner, so it couldn't make it happen. But went 2 times. Super funny. They actually bring in like guests and they do like puppet shows and all this other funny
that
stuff.
is awesome.
Yeah, so it was so fun. My daughter like loved it. Like she didn't want to. So she loved Adventure Ocean. She loved Surfside. She didn't want to leave. I mean, she loved the pool deck and stuff too. But those 2 places she would just constantly be asking for because she has fun entertainment and play areas. Also, soft serve ice cream like constant, right? So
right.
$35.
Said he booked it for $35 last month, so it is true. So that's not a bad deal if you think about it.
No,
that's
that's
a really
really
good. I guess maybe a lot of people say, you know what, it's too expensive. We're not going to do it. So they ended up having to lower it.
Yeah. I would say 50 is the max. If I did it, it would be 50 max. I think it's an experience, right? So some people pay 90, whatever, right? But 35 is a steal, man. Like shoot,
I'm gonna have to get you back on Icon so you could try
it. Maybe we'll see. I look back and say, I could have done that, but like, nah. I mean, I've done zip lining. But I didn't do the Crown's Edge thing for some reason. I don't know. But
yeah, I've done zip lining myself. That's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I did film people doing it. I've had a video about that too. Of other people like having the photo. Like, yeah, you guys do that. I record you. You go.
That's right. I'm the camera person.
Yeah. But like Icon on the Seas, like I have nothing but great things to say about it. Royal Caribbean really took it up a level. You think about Oasis class ships, right? Like how can you beat Wonder? How can you beat these amazing ships, right? And I think they did it. Now Icon, I mean, everything about it, I was just blown away. Like there's just so much to do, so much to see, not enough time. Like this 10 nights went by so quickly, and I mean, Central Park is as beautiful as ever. And one thing I do like about the new Royal Promenade in the Central Park is that it's very accessible, meaning that I don't have to go to each end of the ship to go upstairs and downstairs. I could go to the Royal Promenade, I'm mid-ship, and I can walk up to Central Park. So Michael, when you're when you're in the Royal Promenade and the Pearl Cafe, there's stairs that lead up to the Central Park, right? when you're on Central Park, you go down to, the surf side. You can take a slide downstairs. You don't go all the way to the back of the ship, right? So they have all these like easy access points, which are really cool. One thing I want to mention about Central Park, and again, Michael, I'd love to get your opinion as well after you come back. I do feel like, in addition to the Aqua Theater being a little bit smaller, I do feel like Central Park is also slightly smaller. There's only one pathway to, on Oasis class ships, you have the kind of roundabout pathway. Right? On Icon, there's only one pathway. I think the Pearl has something to do with it. This massive like object just sitting in the middle of it, right? I think it has something to do with it, but I do feel like Central Park is a little bit smaller on Icon than. But I'll get your feedback, Michael, when you get back. But it's still beautiful. We enjoyed the night experiences. Like, one of our favorite nights, Tinkerbell and everyone watching, was it was before dinner. And actually, it was after dinner. We had a delicious food at the main dining room. Absolutely amazing. Great service, great food. And we wanted to go walk off our food before our nighttime show, right? So we went to Central Park. And let me tell you, that experience is something I'll always remember. My wife just loved it. So we entered Central Park. Imagine this. Imagine light, there's piano music playing. There's a light breeze. The lights are on. You can hear sometimes birds chirping. And you're just walking through the Central Park. Like, am I really at sea right now? That was the most magical experience.
That is awesome.
And I was like, let's grab a drink. So we got a drink at the Trellis Bar, and we're just walking back and forth and digesting our food. And Central Park is phenomenal. Like that.
Yeah, Central Park is really nice, especially when they have the live music, or you have the violinist person, or just a band. It's very enjoyable just to sit there and kind of like enjoy, your evening.
Yeah, and I think
now you got Michael all over there routed up. He's like, I can't wait.
Yeah, so one of the new venues they have called Lou's Jazz and Blues was amazing. Michael, definitely go to Lou's Jazz and Blues. They have amazing music nightly. Grab a drink, enjoy it. It's really phenomenal. They have outdoor seating as well, so it's really cool. They have a new place called Bubbles, which is like a champagne bar on Central Park as well. So, all right, thanks again, Highway Cruise. Appreciate it. Bye, Julie. Brian, have a good night.
Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like, it's like there's so many. It's like like I said, we could talk about Icon like all night, because there's like so much to do, like all the different venues. And even like when you're on the suite area, you got Postal Kitchen up there. I think that on the suite area, they also have the area kind of like a small buffet area. You can sit there and enjoy like a really cool like lunch or whatever. So it's just nice. It looks really, really nice. So
Sweet Neighbor was amazing. And another favorite spot I loved. One thing that was interesting was some people say kind of controversial, but they changed the policy for the Hideaway shortly before the inaugural, right? So basically, 2 weeks before the inaugural, before that, the Hideaway was for everyone, kids, adults, you name it, right?
Oh wow!
But then they changed it. They changed the policy 2 weeks before the inaugural, saying it's going to be adults only. And I think the reason they did that was because they wanted to align with Hideaway Beach at Coco Cay, right? You have Hideaway Beach. It's funny you think about Hideaway. What are you hiding from? Kids, I guess, right? So the Hideaway Beach was adults only, so they made the decision to make the Hideaway adults only as well. So unfortunately, I wanted to take my daughter into the pool, the infinity pool, and but that never happened because there's no kids allowed. But my wife and I enjoyed that a couple times when my daughter was at Adventure Ocean. And one time, we actually hung out with Jordan and Jared. They got one of those beds inside the pool. They didn't say it was worth it. I don't know if they actually have a video out there or not, but they spent like $300. They don't even bring you food.
Oh wow!
They were like there all day, and then they hadn't eaten anything, right? So I told my wife, hey, go get them something from the base camp. So she came back with some fries and some like cheese curds and tater tots. Because they hadn't eaten anything. I'm going to go get some food. Come bring it back. Right? So we hung out. They had some food. They couldn't eat in the pool, so they had to come out. But they hadn't eaten all day. I'm like, y'all just drinking water and champagne. So,
oh my God.
But yeah, Base Camp is another new venue, which I love. Michael, Base Camp. Oh my God. So new venue on board. It's in Thrill Island. Totally love their Wisconsin cheese curds. I'm vegetarian, so I had the cheese curds and their tater tots. The tater tots are complimentary, along with the pretzel bites. The cheese curds cost like $7, but totally worth the $7. They're so good. There's a bunch of other options. Just go to Base Camp. Oh, and right next to Base Camp, Tinkerbell and Michael, is Deserted. So
I saw
desserts,
that.
yeah. Oh my god, we they're like massive like shakes. Oh my god. So I got one during the welcome event. I only could do one because it's like literally like a week supply of sugar, and then I got one with my family because I'm eating. We're walking around a lot, but like we're eating a lot of sugar and other stuff during the cruise. Like and like let's limit to one because we had our cookies and our brownies and tarts and stuff throughout the day. It's like let's have one deserted shake and we're good. So yeah, there's so much to see, so much to do on Icon, and all these venues like are just amazing. Like you're gonna love it. The promenade, and you had me at cheese curds. They're so good at it. I had them more than once, of course, right? But Michael, I don't know if you joined after this, but my favorite spot on board is Aqua Dome Market and Feta Mediterranean. I went there. Believe it or not, Michael, I went there. Actually, no, Sorrento's I went to the most just because like easy pizza, right? But Aqua Dome Market, I went to Feta Mediterranean. Feta Mediterranean was amazing. And then I also like their creme de la crepes. So definitely go to Feta Mediterranean. Their GNG are always really good, the Asian fusion food. Toast and Garden was amazing. Max for the mac and cheese, pepperoni mac and cheese, broccoli mac and cheese. Just they've done such a great job with these new spaces. And, we never went hungry. We never went thirsty. We were always entertained. Staff was phenomenal. Like I give everyone a 10 out of 10. Like I said, my only negative was no veggie pizza. I mean, how silly is that?
Right.
Right. That is literally my only negative of Icon this season. We didn't have veggie pizza every day. I loved it. Best cruise ever. My 25th cruise. It was the best cruise I've ever been on. And it's going to be hard to top it. That's why I'm like, gosh, I don't know what, like, why would I go on any other ships? I mean, I feel like going on Symphony is almost like a downgrade.
I know, right? Yeah, your daughter's like, what are you doing?
Yeah. So, but yeah, no, like I said, it's an amazing experience. And, I'm so excited for your cruise coming up on Odyssey, though. I know Michael's talking about Odyssey.
It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Where is it out of? Is it out of Fort Lauderdale?
Fort Lauderdale. Mm-hmm.
What's the itinerary?
We're gonna be going. I think we have a sea day, Grand Cayman, Falmouth, Jamaica, and Perfect Day.
Nice.
So it's gonna be. It's only a 6-day cruise, so it's Sunday to Saturday.
Nice.
But it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, Grand Cayman actually used to be my favorite port. Been there many times. Been to hell and back, and all that stuff.
That was the fun.
I love 7 Mile Beach there. We've been to Grand Cayman, I think 4 or 5 times. But then it fell to second place after they invented this Perfect Day at Coco Cay thing. Now that's a private island, so I get it. But my favorite non-private island port is still Grand Cayman. I like Costa Maya as well and Cozumel a little bit. They have a lot of stuff at port. Right. If I don't do excursion stuff, I just want to go to port. Maybe grab some local cuisine, or maybe some. I don't go to like Margaritaville all the time. I go to like these more authentic, local, right. Mom and pop, restaurants and stuff. So kind of give them support in business because they're not like a chain. So
that is true.
The food there is amazing. So yeah, I do like those ports. But yeah, Grand Cayman, Cozumel, Costa Maya, but number one is still Perfect Day. I'll always get up. Funny thing about Perfect Day, real quick. I know we're almost at 2 hours, but like Perfect Day at Coco Cay during the 3-night event, I actually didn't get off the ship until about 1:30 p.m. We docked at 8, but I didn't get off till 1:30. And we were there till 5. And like, what were you doing? I'm like, I was doing my ship tour because everyone got off at Coco Cay during the welcome event, right? I'm like, this is my opportunity. So it took me about 3 hours to do my ship tour. But the ship tour was about 2 hours long, right? So it takes time. It's huge.
I'm looking to see if I find the question.
What was your question, Lennis had?
Is it this one? I'm nervous about the noise that went on deck, and I can't enjoy the day only at night. I'm right over at those stores. Need advice.
Which store? Like the Royal Bling shop, or which store? And it wasn't that bad actually. The noise, even on Surfside at nighttime after 10 p.m. it was quiet. And there's no loud Aqua Theater shows.
Okay, so that's one question. Which store are you talking about?
Yeah, which store?
Okay, let me look for the next question. Wow. So that's one question.
Now, one thing I will mention is if you stay on deck 14, right? This is
he's at 9289. First cabin as you enter the Surfside. Should I move back to at least seawater or move back to deck 12? Ocean view balcony motion is a concern.
So if you have prone to motion sickness, I would say the lower you are, actually the better. So lower midship is where you want to be.
Mhm.
Deck 12, you'll feel more of the ship. Deck 9, you won't feel as much. So I would say deck 9 midship.
Right.
Definitely, yeah, more midship than even aft, really, right?
Right. More mid because
You think about a ship, right? If it hits a wave, it goes like this. So when it goes like this, right? If the top feels more. The front,
right.
definitely don't stay forward. Midship or aft. Do midship
Yeah,
or
you
aft.
want to be mid and lower mid, not
Yeah.
too high.
Yeah. Deck 9, I think midship is perfect. So yeah. Now, one thing I want to mention is that this actually experiences when I was on Oasis. Crazy story. So on deck 14 on Oasis, it was the highest deck, right? And I was right where there's like an overhang. When you look over the balcony, there's like an overhang. So you kind of your view's obstructed looking at the sky. But sometimes you hear like the dragging beach chairs and stuff, like
Oh,
loungers. It
yes.
actually happened. I was during the welcome event, I was on deck 14 in a Surfside family view balcony room. I heard them on deck 15.
Oh,
Deck
wow.
14. So yeah, if you're on deck 14, you might hear some noise.
Yeah.
But during the inaugural, we were on deck 7, midship, balcony, ocean view, right? So no noise, just sounds of the ocean. That's all so.
I would say Lannis Haven, I would say that as a travel advisor, I will always put all of my clients above and below cabins.
Yeah.
If you're looking for something quiet, that's where I would recommend above and below cabins, because as long as you have a store, anything can happen. And you have to keep in mind the stores are not open 24/7, so they'll close at 11. But if you're trying to take a nap during the day or what have not, then that might be a little bit of a concern depending on the area.
Yeah. We did it. 2 hours.
I know.
2 hours, guys.
Well,
oh my god. See, I mean, it was seriously like that. Like, I have no idea where the 2 hours even went. My mom's like, I was like, are you coming? No, but
well,
seriously,
JT, I want to say thank you so much for being with us here today.
No,
And thank you everybody that came in and supported today's live stream. It was nice to have JT, to get to know him a little bit, get to know a lot about Icon of the Seas. And I know it's not going to be the last time you guys get to see JT over here. So eventually on his next adventure, we'll bring him back and we'll talk with him again. Unless he wants to come back again at any time, you're welcome to our show anytime you wish.
Yeah, and I just want to say thank you, Tinkerbell, for having me on. It's been phenomenal communicating with you before the show. Had a blast talking for the past 2 hours about cruising and just topics and Icon and just everything that really brings us the joy and the passion that we have, right? So just real quickly, just for folks who are maybe new to my channel, right? So I've been posting Icon of the Sea since the 1st of January, and I still got 2 more months left of Icon. So basically, if you go to my channel, if you go to videos, all you see is Icon of the Seas. That's all you see. Icon. But that's what I'm just giving it out right now because I feel like I want people to see it. And once it's done in 2 months, there'll be no more Icon stuff after that. But enjoy it. Keep following Tinkerbell as well. She's doing some amazing content as well. The Celebrity Beyond one was pretty awesome. And of course, Odyssey, the season's coming up here, which I'm really excited to follow along. And if I don't get you, I'll try to get the replay. But this has been fun. Thank you.
And with Celebrity Beyond, we just started that series. So this week we're gonna have a sea day, and then next week, every week is gonna be something different on Beyond until we finish it. I have a special coming on that specific series because I have a full hour to get to know Captain Kate. Ooh. And I video the whole hour, and I'm going to put it out there raw, just like I did it, so that you guys can see the whole entire hour, get to meet her, where she comes from, what she has done with her life. So hopefully you guys will enjoy that type of content. I will be back here tomorrow at 7 p.m. We're going to talk about this issue that happened. I don't know if you guys know, but I'll give you a little snippet of it. We're going to be talking about travel agents and what happens when a cruise get canceled. So because of that situation with this travel agent that has been going around. So I'm a travel advisor. So I'm going to be talking about that tomorrow with you guys. So if you're interested in something like that, come back tomorrow at 7 p.m. and we get to have that opportunity to talk together. Yeah. Thank you so much, JT, for being here. I love you guys all to the moon and back. And hasta tomorrow. Yeah.
Toodles. Have a good night, guys. Thanks again. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.